America's greatest music, and the Lancaster JetHawks play here on KWJL, Lancaster, Palmdale. K-Jewel 1380, a High Desert Broadcasting Company station. This is the Lancaster JetHawks pregame show. Stay tuned for information on today's game, interviews from the field, and a look around the California League. The JetHawks pregame show is brought to you by Burns Pharmacy in Lancaster, the oldest and most respected pharmacy in the Valley. It's Burns Pharmacy in downtown Lancaster.
Well, it's great to be home as we welcome you into another edition of Lancaster JetHawks baseball. Tim O'Sullivan at the hangar as the JetHawks will open up a 6-game homestand tonight. And we'll start with 3 against the Anaheim Angels affiliate, the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. These two teams have already met 14 times this season, with Rancho winning 8 of those ball games. But largely who wins has been determined where the games have been played. Here at the hangar, the JetHawks have won 5 of 7 meetings, while the other 7 at the Epicenter, and the Quakes have won 6 of those. Each club has swept the other in their home ballpark. Pitching matchup tonight, the JetHawks will send Doug Slayton to the mound, 4-6 record, 5.87 ERA. Still looking to turn things around. He has won just once in his last 12 starts. That's coming about a month ago, June 10th, against the Inland Empire 66ers. He'll be opposed by reliever turned starter Cliff Smith, who spent some time in Double-A as well this year, but is back in the California League. Will be making his 3rd start and 13th appearance with the Quakes. 1-2 record, 2 saves, and a 4.5 ERA. JetHawks are also trying to really turn things around as far as the second half is concerned. They are just 6-11 and 6 games out of first place already, behind the division-leading Lake Elsinore Storm. The Quakes are not much better. They are 7-9, 4.5 out, but they don't have nearly the urgency that the JetHawks do, as the Quakes were the first half winners in the South Division. So no matter what happens from here on out, they will be in the playoffs come September. We'll have a look around the California League right after this on K-Jewel 1380.
So where do you go when you need more than just a prescription filled? Burns Pharmacy has been the answer for the last 45 years. At Burns, their focus is personal customer service. In fact, they can fill the prescriptions that other pharmacies in the Valley can't, and much quicker, too. The newly expanded store in downtown Lancaster includes a large home health care department. Burns Pharmacy, 866 West Lancaster Boulevard. Burns Pharmacy, it's where the JetHawks go, and where you should go, too.
Fellow success seekers, today's message is a simple one. If you want to maximize your dreams and realize the full potential of your life, I am here to tell you that there is just one thing you have to do. Think like a can. Because a can be anything. It just has to be recycled. And once it is, a can possesses that one thing you desire, infinite promise. Just think of all the things a can be. A picnic table, a window frame, or playground equipment. It can be that many things and more, and so can you. Because, my friends, to think like a can is to think I can. All you have to do is wake up every morning, stand before the mirror, look yourself in the eye, and say, you can.
Recycle. It's good for the bottle. It's good for the can. Brought to you by the California Department of Conservation.
It's a great double play, Lancaster JetHawks baseball and America's greatest music on K-Jewel 1380.
JetHawks take the field tonight after losing a pair of games over the weekend in San Jose. 2 of 3 overall in the series and 5 of 6 in the home-and-home series to the San Jose Giants. And, well, really, the last 3 weeks have been anything but kind to Lancaster. They have lost 7 of 9 and 13 of 20 since reeling off a season-best 6-game winning streak. For the Quakes, they won their last ball game on Sunday against Inland Empire, overall splitting a 4-game series, including a doubleheader on the 4th of July. They have been able to play some better baseball after losing the first 5 games of the second half. Since that time, they are 7-4. As for the rest of the California League, just 2 games yesterday. and all involving North Division clubs. Stockton beat Modesto 6-2 yesterday. Justin Eccles got the win over Brad Weiss. Gary Schneidmiller, a home run in the loss for the A's. Also, Visalia, after getting a no-hitter from Jeff Francis on Sunday, went to San Jose yesterday and beat the Giants by a final score of 8-4. Justin Hampson joins two other pitchers as 9-game winners in the California League. The other 9-game winners, Irvin Santana, who will pitch tomorrow against the JetHawks, and Ryan Ketchner of Inland Empire. So we take a look at the standings around the league. First of all, in the South, Lake Elsinore, 2 games better than Inland Empire. The Storm 12-5, 66ers at 10-7. Then it's Rancho at 7-9, the JetHawks at 6-11, and High Desert at 3-13, losers of their last 7 ball games. And on the season, they are 28-58, which is the second worst record in all of minor league baseball. So things not getting any easier for the Mavericks. North Division, Visalia back in first place at 11-7, 1 game better than the 10-8 Bakersfield Blaze. San Jose at 9-8 is in a tie for third with Modesto, both teams with identical records, and Stockton at 9-10 is in fifth. But they, like the Quakes, have very little to worry about in the second half, as they are also a first half division winner. Full slate of games tonight around the league. Visalia will continue their 4-game set in San Jose. Michael Esposito for the Oaks against the Giants, Anthony Pannone. High Desert at Inland Empire, Stockton at Modesto, and Bakersfield will open up a series at the Diamond, their lone trip to Lake Elsinore. Speaking of trips, Mike Aldretti's on a 3-day trip, as every manager of a full season club in the Diamondbacks organization gets a 3-day sabbatical. So Mike Aldretti has elected to take his for this 3-game set against the Quakes, and that means that the new manager, or the interim manager anyway, will be the hitting coach, Damon Mayshore. His first year as a coach after retiring last season, and now his first foray into managing. And so after the break, I'll sit down and talk to the JetHawks manager / hitting coach right after this on KJUL 1380.
Are you tired of going to the big-name drugstores only to be treated like a number and have them take 3 hours to fill your prescription? Well, it's time to break the big chain pharmacy runaround. Go to Burns Pharmacy in downtown Lancaster, located at 866 West Lancaster Boulevard. Burns is your full-service pharmacy with a large home health care department. Is there medicine you need and can't find? Well, call Burns. They do custom compounded prescriptions. Why should you go anywhere else? Burns Pharmacy, 866 West Lancaster Boulevard.
It's time to get connected to the people you know. Everybody needs a cell phone, because we're all on the go. There's only one little old name that you need to know, and that's Frank. Frank's Radio.
No matter what you might see or hear, Frank's Radio is still your authorized Nextel service center, proudly displaying the Service Excellence Award from Nextel. There's a reason for that. Only Frank's Radio does it all. Look for the Frank's Radio logo, where they service what they sell. Not all Nextel dealers are created equal. Be sure you're getting the service you deserve. Be sure it's Frank's Radio. You've never had a cell phone like this before, and you've never had service like this before. Frank's Radio, now open Monday through Saturday on 12th Street West between Avenues M and N in the Sierra Business Park.
There's only one way to do 2 ways, and that's Frank's Way.
This is Carlton Wells, and you're listening to JetHawks Baseball on KJUL 1380.
Well, for the second straight game, we'll talk to the JetHawks manager here on the Burns Pharmacy pregame show. This time, however, it's Damon Mayshore filling in for Mike Aldretti for the next 3 ball games. And Damon, talk about your excitement of being able to be the manager for 3 games.
I don't know how exciting it is. A little bit more pressure than what I was doing as far as the hitting stuff. But, you know, we'll take it as it goes. Stott and I are going to split the duties a little bit, and we'll just see how it goes.
Any nerves on your end?
No, not really. Just a lot more paperwork to do, basically, than anything else. And that's about it, just the paperwork stuff.
Some people might say, oh, wow, now that you get to be the manager, you get to try on all these new and different ideas, but it's really not the case, isn't it? To combine between what you know, what you have on the ball club, also what the organization wants from the ball club, you're pretty much just maintaining the ship.
Absolutely. That's, I've had conversations with Aldo on about what he wants to do and what is expected from the organization, and it's a theory that I've already had, so we're all on the same page and just trying to keep the ship steered in the right direction.
Now, you've had a chance to coach a little bit of third base in some of the games leading up to this, and I'm sure you've been picking Mike's brain a little bit about the position you're in now. What does he talk to you about?
Just positioning yourself at third and on different situations where you're supposed to be up the line or how far down the line, and just little things you don't get to do, and not every situation happens in every game, so you don't get to go over every little detailed thing. So he's afforded me the opportunity to be over there more than one time, so I've gotten in a few situations and talked with him about it and made the little adjustments, and it seems to be all right. I'm comfortable over there. I've gotten 4 or 5 games, so it seems to be all right.
With that in mind, do you have a pretty good idea of what to expect?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. You know, hopefully we can start stringing some hits together and driving in runs, but yeah, I have a pretty good idea of how it should go, and I watch Mike enough to know how it should go, so we'll see what happens.
Being on the other end of it now, you know how a manager relies on his coaches, hitting coach and pitching coach. With that in mind, do you see how all that works together, and now that you'll have not only Mel Stottlemyre but Damon Berryhill in town to rely on? Yeah, I think that everybody uses everybody else and relies on them for their information, their knowledge, and just to bounce things off of what they're thinking and you're thinking and compare the thoughts. And I know Mike and Mel and myself, we all do that. So I understand from Mike's point of view how nice it is to get an honest opinion about what's going on and the information you get to process and then make your own decision like he does. What's your approach for these next 3 games? Do you see this as a learning experience for you? Oh, there's no doubt it's going to be a learning experience. It's something I haven't done before, so I'm definitely going to be learning. But, you know, like I said, they're just trying to keep the ship going in the right direction, and hopefully you can put some of those L's into the W column. Well, Damon, best of luck to you. Hope everything works out for you, and good luck. All right, thank you. That's Damon Mayshore, the JetHawks manager for the next 3 ball games. We'll have baseball after this on KJUL 1380.
So where do you go when you need more than just a prescription filled? Burns Pharmacy has been the answer for the last 45 years. At Burns, their focus is personal customer service. In fact, they can fill the prescriptions that other pharmacies in the Valley can't, and much quicker, too. The newly expanded store in downtown Lancaster includes a large home health care department. Burns Pharmacy, 866 West Lancaster Boulevard. Burns Pharmacy, it's where the JetHawks go, and where you should go, too.
When you have a non-life-threatening illness or injury, you want treatment today. Quartz Hill Walk-In can help. No appointment is necessary, and you'll always see a board-certified physician when you visit. Their medical staff is trained in internal medicine, family practice, and emergency medicine. They're open 7 days a week, 8 to 8, Monday through Friday, and 9 to 4 on the weekends. Quartz Hill Walk-In is located on the corner of 50th Street West and Avenue L8, or call 943-6455. Quartz Hill Walk-In, more than just medicine.
For more than 83 years, McMahon's Furniture Stores have been serving the West. At McMahon's, you'll find a store full of famous name brands: Lazy Boy, Berkline, Simmons, Serta, and Spring Air, RCA, Toshiba, Sharp, Pioneer, and JVC, Frigidaire, and Maytag, all at guaranteed low prices. Even your satisfaction is guaranteed. Like it or return it within 30 days. Important reasons to make McMahon's your first stop for home furnishings. McMahon's Furniture Store, 10th Street West at Avenue K4 in Lancaster.
The Lancaster JetHawks are on the air.
Taking a high fly ball, deep left field. Campos going back. He's got the wall. Breaking ball driven to left field, coming on it there, and up the plate out of bounds. Here comes Waha around third. The throw is not telling the JetHawks have won it. Go to first and drive, and the JetHawks are in the playoffs.
Exciting California League action with the future stars of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
The 1-2 swung on, ground ball to short. Pruitt is there. Fields throws to first, just in time to get Owen. Brandon Metters gets out of the jam.
JetHawks Baseball is brought to you by Antelope Valley Christian School, the U.S. Coast Guard, the law firm of R. Rex Paris, Rexall, the City of Lancaster, and your new home for JetHawks Baseball, KJUL 1380. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the Lancaster JetHawks and Minor League Baseball Incorporated and is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any publication, retransmission, or other use of the accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Lancaster JetHawks and Minor League Baseball Incorporated is prohibited. Now, let's get to the game.
The 6-game homestand starts now. JetHawks and the Quakes, a 3-game series. As let's get to the starting lineups for our ball game tonight. First of all, for the visiting Quakes, the manager Bobby Meacham in his second year at the Quakes organization. He will have Tommy Murphy at short in the leadoff spot. Jason Espedo will hit second and play right field. Hitting third is the catcher Jeff Mathis with Dallas McPherson in the cleanup spot. He will be at third base. Nick Gorno, the All-Star, will play left field and bat fifth. Designated hitter David Gates in the number 6 spot. Mike Elward will play first base and hit seventh. Javi Rodriguez, the Miami product, will play second base and hit eighth. And Nick Kimpton is in center field batting ninth. For the JetHawks, Mike Thiessen will again be in the leadoff spot and play left field. Danny Richard will bat second and hit second for the JetHawks with Jaime Jones in right field batting third. Sergio Santos in the number 4 spot. He's over at shortstop with Jay Garthwaite in center field hitting fifth. Dan Uggla slides down to the number 6 spot in the order. He's over at third base with Kyle Nichols at first. He will bat seventh. Check that. Kyle Nichols is the designated hitter in the ball game tonight, batting seventh. Mike DeRosa does the catching and hits eighth, and Matt Heath is at first base. He will bat ninth. A late lineup switch as Nichols initially was to be the first baseman tonight, but he and Heath have flip-flops, so now Nichols the designated hitter. On the mound, Doug Slayton, a lefty, 4-6 record, 5.87 ERA. He is currently 5th in the league with nearly 100 innings pitched. Hands over his head, he delivers, and the first pitch of the game is a fastball that misses outside. So we're underway. Tommy Murphy, a switch hitter, in from the right side, hitting .282 this season. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. That's the breaking ball from Slayton. 1 ball and 1 strike. Murphy's next hit of the season will be his 100th. He's currently tied for 4th in the league in that category. The ground ball to the right side. Richard's charging, gets the high hop, flips to Heath at first, and there is 1 away. 4-3 on the putout, and that brings up the right fielder Jason Espedo. Another breezy evening at the hangar, though certainly not what we had last Thursday, the July 3rd ball game, and the wind was howling out to right, and the Giants took advantage of it for 4 home runs. Espedo looks at a curveball that misses outside, 1-0. Left-handed hitter is Espedo, hitting .281, 7 homers, and 36 batted in. The pitch. Outside again. 2 balls and no strikes. Quakes started the second half, losing their first 5 ball games. Some perhaps withdrawals from winning the first half by just 1 game over these JetHawks. There's a line drive into center field. Garthwaite comes on, but can't get there in time. It's a base hit. So Espedo singles to center field. 1 on with 1 out. And in steps the all-star catcher, Jeff Mathis. Mathis has also played like an all-star against the JetHawks this year, hitting .310, 13 hits and 42 at-bats. He's a right-handed hitter, 10th in the league with his .318 batting average. Slayton from the stretch delivers, and the curveball is in there for strike 1. JetHawks defensively have Thiessen in left field with Garthwaite in center. Jones is over in right. Heath is at first, Richard at second, Santos at short, Uggla at third, and DeRosa behind the plate. There's a breaking ball in the dirt. DeRosa sliding to his knees to grab it and holds Espedo at first base. Espedo can run a little bit, has 7 steals this season, but it's taken him 13 attempts to do it. The Quakes as a team run a lot, but they're not successful a whole lot. There's a fly ball hit into right center field. This is hit well. Garthwaite is drifting back at the warning track. He pulls up, and that ball is gone. Jeff Mathis with his 9th home run of the season, and the Quakes have an early 2-0 lead. Second home run that Mathis has hit against JetHawks pitching this year. And for Slayton, the 13th he is allowed. Base is empty with 1 away for Dallas McPherson, the third baseman. McPherson joined the ball club at the end of April out of extended spring training, battling some injuries during spring, had a wrist problem. Checks his swing at a breaking ball that misses outside, 1-0. Has come on and thus far has had a pretty nice year, batting .270. And the left-handed hitter takes a strike on the outside corner, 1-1. 7 home runs for McPherson, 36 batted in. Number 6 prospect, according to Baseball America. Another sweeping curve is a bit below the knees, 2-1. Should say the 6th ranked prospect in the Angels system, according to Baseball America, not the 6th overall. McPherson reaches for another breaking ball and pops it up foul out of play along the left side. Right behind the Quakes dugout, and the count is even at 2-2. Shadows beginning to creep across both the infield and the outfield. Nearing the bottom of the 7 o'clock hour. That's outside. Breaking ball again from Slayton, is dipping down just a bit, right in between overhand and 3/4. And so the count is full at 3-2. Payoff is on the way. Swinging a high fly ball hit deep into center field. Garthwaite is drifting back right on the edge of the track, now in a step, and he hauls it in. Well, that ball, given the wind, had a chance to get out of here, some 400 feet away from home plate. And Garthwaite able to make the catch, 2 away. And up steps the left fielder, Nick Gourneau. Gourneau having an outstanding season, 7th in the league with his .326 average, 11 homers, and 52 batted in. Swings at the first pitch and misses for strike 1. Hit a home run as well in the All-Star game. Game the Cal League lost 5-3. Swings at the 0-1, chops it off of home plate, bounces over DeRosa's head, and rolls back near the screen. 0-2. Now, some scouts were actually surprised a couple of years ago in the draft when Gourneau slid all the way down to the 19th round. Scouts have had nothing but good things to say about this guy who has excelled at every level he has been at, including this one. Now the 0-2. Check swing fastball misses outside, and Gourneau is able to hold up. Jeffrey Ladders calls the balls and strikes tonight with Art Stewart out on the bases. Our men in blue. 1-2's on the way. Breaking ball, broken bat, little looper, foul territory. Heath is over, but it lands behind the JetHawks dugout in the first row of seats. So Gourneau back for New Lumber.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. Randy Gorman to the purple courtesy hall. Randy Gorman to the purple courtesy hall.
Taking him a while down there to find a new piece, and now there he comes. Got a new one. Don't see very many broken bat pop-ups. And that's what Gourneau did. Last year he hit 289 in Cedar Rapids. The year before that in Provo, his rookie ball, hit 315. 1-2. Swinging and a foul tip, a high fastball, and Slayton is out of the inning. Quakes take an early lead on Jeff Mathis' 9th home run of the season, a 2-run shot to right center field. It'll be the JetHawks' turn in the bottom of the first on KJUL 1380.
McDonald's presents That's Bizarre. And now, the 6 o'clock news on Helium.
Outside Athens today, archaeologists uncovered what appears to be a 40,000-year-old thigh bone of a Paleolithic mastodon. And a related story...
That's Bizarre is brought to you by new McQuiddle's breakfast sandwiches. Savory sausage or bacon with eggs and cheese. And here's the bizarre part. Sandwiched between 2 warm griddle cakes with a taste of maple syrup baked right in. Why didn't somebody think of this before? New McQuiddle's. Bizarre, but yummy.
At participating McDonald's.
When you need a solution to pests in and around your home, business, or in the landscape, call Care Pest Solutions. Experience and diversity enables Care Pest Solutions customers to make one call for all of their pest management needs. Why take on the task of pest control yourself when Care Pest Solutions can do it all for you? Mention you heard about us on the radio and receive a $20 discount towards your first service. Care Pest Solutions, the official pest management of the Lancaster JetHawks. Call 951-1843. Our most important service is yours.
Baseball season is here, and the JetHawks are back in action at the hangar. Check out the future stars of the Arizona Diamondbacks and join in on these upcoming promotions.
Friday, July 11th, the JetHawks will be home to host the Inland Empire 66ers. The first 1,500 fans will receive a sports bottle courtesy of the Palmdale Water District. Saturday, July 12th, the first 1,000 fans will receive a Jose Cruz Jr. bobblehead.
For more information on these events or for tickets, call the JetHawks at 726-5400 or go online at jethawks.com. It's Lancaster JetHawks Baseball.
This is Scott Barber, and you're listening to JetHawks Baseball on KJUL 1380.
JetHawks trailing 2-0 as we open up the bottom of the first inning. Thiessen, Richard, and Jaime Jones to face right-hander Cliff Smith, 6'6", 200-pounder, out of Haverhill, Maine. 1-2 record, 2 saves and a 4.5 ERA, taking his 13th appearance and 3rd start with the Quakes. As the throw from Mathis goes down to second. Smith also spent some time this year in Double-A with Arkansas. Pitched very well there. Had a 1-0 record, 2.60 ERA in 13 games before falling victim to a numbers crunch that sent him back down to the Cal League. Incidentally, with the 2 saves that Smith has this year, both of them have come against the JetHawks, so they were way back in April, one on the 22nd and one on the 25th. So the righty winds, and the pitch to Thiessen is a called strike on the outside. Thiessen, 271 average, 3 home runs, 11 batted in, currently riding a 10-game hitting streak. The pitch. Backs up Thiessen as the fastball misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Thiessen has actually been one of the few that's swinging a pretty good bat of late in this JetHawks lineup. Off speed is a called strike 2, so Thiessen now behind in the count. And Thiessen has really taken advantage of the opportunity after injuries and call-ups have opened up the spot. He chases a breaking ball, foul tips it at home plate. Mathis unable to hang on. Remains a ball and 2 strikes. Smith peering over the top of his glove. Now into the windup. We're going to fly ball, well hit to center field. Kenton is on his horse, drifting back at the warning track. That ball is gone. Mike Thiessen, a rocket to center field. His 4th home run of the season, and the JetHawks are on the scoreboard. Well, that's one way to extend your hitting streak to 11 games, which Thiessen has done. And the 2-run deficit, just like that, is cut in half. Now Richard. He has done pretty well since moving up to the number 2 spot in the batting order. Swings at the first pitch and bounces it foul down the first baseline. Damon Mayshore, our guest in the pregame show, down in the third base coach's box, filling in for manager Mike Aldretti. Aldretti wisely choosing this series for his 3 days off, especially after having an off day yesterday. Called strike to Richard on the outside corner. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. Also, San Jose, not very far from his home of Monterey. Get to spend some time at home with the wife and the kids. 0-2. Then on the ground towards short. Murphy gobbles it up near second, throws over to the bag, and Richard is retired. 1 down. Base is empty for the right fielder, Jaime Jones. Quakes' defensive alignment is as follows, with one Nick Gorneau in left field, another one, Kimpton in center. Jason Espedo is in right field. McPherson, Murphy, Rodriguez, and Elward around the infield third to first. Pitch to Jones is a fastball low, 1-0. Behind the plate, Jeff Mathis and Cliff Smith on the mound. Smith comes back, and Jones swings and misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jones has turned things around after he was just 2 for 21 and coming off the disabled list. Well, his last 2 games, he has 4 hits and 9 at-bats. Looks at a breaking ball, down and inside. 2-1. Jones homered on Saturday, in the top of the 9th inning, gave the JetHawks a 1-run lead that they couldn't hold. He swings and pops one up foul into the seats, third base side. And the count is even at 2-2. Former first-round pick of the Florida Marlins. The pitch. Check swing, and Jones is able to hold up. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 6th overall pick was Jones back in 1995. Was selected after setting the San Diego County high school record. 32 home runs in his career. He swings and hits a high fly ball. Deep right center field. Kimpton is back at the wall. It is gone. Oh, the ball is flying out tonight. We haven't even completed 1 inning, and we already have 3 home runs. 2 of them by the JetHawks, including number 9 for Jaime Jones. And we're tied at 2. Here now is the shortstop, Sergio Santos. One final note on Jones. That is the first home run he has hit this year against a South Division opponent. Each of the other 8 against the North. First pitch to Santos is lined to right field. Espedo comes on, battles the sun, and makes the running catch. 2 away. And Santos, going the other way, hit that ball hard. And Jake Garthwaite will be the hitter. Garthwaite knows a little something about home runs. Has 14 of them this year, 42 RBIs. And not only has he hit with power, he's hit for average. 304 mark on the season. And has taken over the center field duties with the absence of Marlon Williams, who is expected to be back later this week. First pitch is in the dirt, bounces away from Mathis and back to the screen. 1 ball and no strikes. Garthwaite, the University of Washington product. The pitch. Fastball is a little bit low. 2 balls and no strikes. And Jay has filled in quite admirably in center field. definitely has the speed to play the position. Swings and bounces one to third. McPherson over there scoops it up, makes the overhand throw to first, and the inning is over. But the JetHawks get home runs from Mike Thiessen and Jaime Jones and tie this one up. We're knotted at 2. We'll head to the second on KJUL 1380.
Looking for a new truck? Summer's hottest deals are at your Toyota dealer right now. During Toyota's Summer Drive, get $2,000 factory cash back or 0 APR on the powerful 4x4 03 Tundra. Or get $1,500 cash back when you drive off in a 4x2 Tundra. There's even $1,000 cash back or low 1-9 financing on a tough new 4x4 Tacoma. Don't let Toyota's 03 Summer Drive drive off without you. Hurry! Get up to $2,000 factory cash back or financing as low as 0% at your Toyota dealer today. For details and disclosures, call 1-888-MY-TOYOTA. Get the feeling. Toyota. We make it easy. Special APRs for qualified Tier 1 and Tier 2 credit customers only. Vehicles must be purchased or leased from dealer stock by midnight 8403.
Jenna, will you take me to the airport? Sorry, I can't, but try calling AV Airport Express. They make 7 trips daily to LAX. There's no parking fees, no fuel costs, and curb-to-curb service. AV Airport Express is locally owned and operated with the best low-cost rates to LAX. You know, relax to lax. Oh, yeah. It's smarter to charter with Antelope Express, too. They've always got fun excursions for families, churches, and schools, and deluxe tour coaches for up to 58 passengers. Call them at 945-2LAX or log on to avairportexpress.com.
This is Matt Henry, and you're listening to JetHawks Baseball on KJUL 1380.
2 aside as we begin the second inning. JetHawks and the Quakes. David Gates, Mike Elward, and Javi Rodriguez, 6, 7, and 8 hitters to face the left-hander Doug Slayton. Slayton getting a bit of a reprieve after allowing the 2-run home run to Jeff Mathis. JetHawks hitting 2 of their own. Gates, a right-handed hitter, 254, 4 homers, 21 batted in since his promotion from the Midwest League. The pitch. 2-hopper towards Richard, second. He backs up and from the outfield grass flips to first. 1 pitch and 1 out. And here's the first baseman, Mike Elward.
First baseman, number 27, Mike Elward.
I'll talk about a guy that has really feasted on JetHawks pitching. Well, Elward may very well be the guy. Of his 6 home runs, 4 have come against JetHawks pitching, and 2 of them in 1 game in this ballpark. Oh, that was a while ago. The pitch. Fastball up and away for ball 1. It just reminds me in saying a while ago, and anything between these 2 teams had to be a while ago. A hard ground ball, fair, inside the first base bag, down the line. Jones over to get it, cuts it off from going into the corner. Elward will go to second and make it with a stand-up double. Third hit and second extra base hit for Rancho. And that brings up the second baseman, Javi Rodriguez. Getting back to my point, everything has to be in a while ago because these 2 teams have not faced each other since the 29th of May. Did not face each other at all in June. So it's been about 5.5 weeks since these 2 teams have seen each other. Swinging a looping liner down the right side and into the seats by the JetHawks bullpen. 0-1 the count. You might say, well, gee, it's only 5 weeks ago. What are you talking about? Well, when you played another team, which the JetHawks do in division play, either 27 or 28 times, 5.5 weeks is a long wait. Off speed is chased and missed, and Rodriguez is down, 0-2. What's also kind of peculiar is that these 2 teams did not meet in the last 2 weeks of the first half, even though the JetHawks played every other team in the division. 0-2, curve in the dirt. Blocked by DeRosa. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And so one would think that if you're going to play a division opponent as many times as you do, you'd play them at least once every month. Not the case. The pitch. Hit on the ground right side. That's a base hit into the outfield. Jones is up with it. Throws back to the infield. Elward gets the stop sign from Meacham at third. But Rodriguez has his single, and the Quakes have runners at the corners with 1 away. Now the number 9 hitter, Nick Kimpton. Kimpton started the year for the first 3 weeks or so with the average up and over the 300 mark. First time the JetHawks saw him, they shut him down, and Kimpton really hasn't recovered offensively. He's batting just .234 now. 1 home run and just 10 RBIs. The pitch. Kimpton shows bunt, pulls it away, and takes the curve outside. So Kimpton, just 10 RBIs and 201 at-bats. Doesn't walk much, doesn't strike out much. Has some speed. The pitch. Runner goes. There's a swing and a miss. Throw down to second. The tag. And Rodriguez is out at second base. 2-4 on the caught stealing. Perfect throw from DeRosa as Elward held his ground at third base, and there are now 2 away. A gamble by Rancho and a break for the JetHawks. The 1-1 to Kimpton is reached for, dumped into shallow left over the glove of a reaching Santos. That's a hit. Elward will score, and the Quakes have regained the lead at 3-2. Kimpton must have heard me as he picks up his 11th RBI of the season and his 3rd against Lancaster pitching. 3rd hit of the inning. Kimpton at first with 2 away. And now the top of the order for Tommy Murphy. Slayton a check of first, kicks and throws. Murphy drops the bunt third base side, but it trickles foul. 0-1 as Murphy makes his way back to home plate. Murphy opened up the ball game by grounding to second. Kimpton mentioned he has a little speed. He's stolen 11 bases this year and 16 attempts. It's actually one of the better ratios of stolen bases to caught stealings on the club. Now the 0-1. Wave and a miss. Murphy a little bit out in front. No balls and 2 strikes. That caught stealing. The Quakes have now stolen 75 bases in 126 attempts, so they've been caught 51 times. For the 0-2, a throw over to first. Works out to a team percentage of just 59.5%. Really, anything under 70% is not very good. Runner goes, 0-2, fastball outside. DeRosa's throw to second. Richard, the tag, safe. Oh! That throw sailed a bit on DeRosa to the right field side of the bag, but Richard did a heck of a job to get the tag down. A very close play, but safe is the call, and Kimpton is in scoring position. Picks up his 12th steal of the season. Ball and 2 strikes to Murphy, and the pitch. Breaking ball down and in. 2-2. Jason Espedo waits on deck. But Slayton trying to put that off until the 3rd inning. Check a second, the pitch. Swing and a miss. They got him on the high fastball. Second strikeout for Slayton. But the Quakes retake the lead with a run on 3 hits They leave one. And we'll go to the bottom of the second inning, 3-2, Rancho on KJUL 1380.
Coors Light presents Dear Coors Light, a continuing forum on the subject of cold. Today's letter is from a Mr. Chris Duffy of Atlanta, Georgia. Chris writes,
Dear Coors Light, my roommates and I have always wondered if we unplugged the refrigerator and stuck a frosty 12-pack of Coors Light in there, would the beer keep the pickles and mustard cool? Well, guess what? It does. We even found that on the odd occasion we have vegetables in the fridge, they stay crisper, longer. But most importantly, with Coors Light, we've noticed a big difference in our electric bill.
well, Chris, we've always thought of Coors Light as an innovative beer. But what a delight to hear that it has spurred even further newfangled thinking. Yes, Chris, you're on to something. So how's this for a new slogan? Coors Light, frost-brewed refreshment and friend of the fridge. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Coors Light is frost-brewed to capture a cold, refreshing taste. Pick up Coors Light whenever you buy beer and tap the Rockies.
The Antelope Valley Inn and Conference Center has just what you need for your next banquet or catered event. Their conference centers are some of the largest in the area, and their efficient and friendly staff is ready to help in planning your next event. Even if your gathering is off-site, the AV Inn's catering service provides a wide variety of top-quality selections. Stop by the AV Inn today on Sierra Highway between Avenues J and K, or call 948-4651 for the Antelope Valley Inn and Conference Center.
Get CNN news updates all day long right here on your station for America's greatest music and Lancaster JetHawks baseball. KJUL 1380.
Here's Dan Ugla to start the bottom of the second inning. Quakes on top, 3-2. After Ugla, it'll be Kyle Nichols and Mike DeRosa. Facing Cliff Smith. Gave up a couple of home runs in the first inning. Pitch is on the way, and Ugla hits a high hopper to third. McPherson backs up, gloves it, throws across, and just in time to get Ugla. Very close play at first. Ugla hustling, but he is out number one. Now Nichols. Still very good numbers on the year. 314 average, 19 home runs, 68 batted in, but of late it hasn't exactly gone his way. There's one RBI in his last 8 games. Still tied for second in the league in RBIs. Takes the first pitch a little bit low. Nichols also is now no longer leading the league in slugging percentage. He's 7 points behind Inland Empire's Greg Jacobs. Swings and chops one foul at home plate. Nichols not too happy with himself. Count is 1-1. He's also found himself in a horrible slump when it comes to runners in scoring position. He's 0 for 7 in just his last 2 games. That's why he's moved down to the number 7 spot in the order tonight. The pitch. Breaking ball off the outside corner. 2-1. Infield is now in shadow. Still some sunshine in the outfield, mostly along the right side. The 2-1. Swinging a line drive, base hit, left field. So Nichols gets a 1-out hit. Rounds the first base bag and stops there. And that'll bring up the catcher, Mike DeRosa.
Let's hear it for the catcher, number 7, Mike DeRosa.
DeRosa got a much-needed day off on Sunday. He caught pretty much every game since Chris Snyder left for Double-A a couple of weeks ago. You might say, well, that's only a couple of weeks, but bear in mind, he's a catcher, and that's the most physically demanding position on the diamond. First ball swinging, he hits one hard on the ground to third. McPherson to second for one, on to first, and they turn the double play. 5-4-3 around the horn, and the JetHawks are done in the second. A hit, and nobody left. 3-2, Quakes will go to the third on KJUL 1380.
JetHawk fans,
The best way to get to those out-of-town games is in the luxury and comfort of a Rexall motorhome. Imagine the envy of all the other fans when they see your ultimate tailgate machine. No matter which brand you choose, from the fabulous Rose Air to the sleek Vision, Lancaster is not only home to the JetHawks, but also Rexall Industries, which manufactures 5 brands of motorhomes at its facility off Avenue H at 7th Street West. Stop by and take a tour, and then make the short drive to Acton to purchase a new Rexall at La Mesa RV. La Mesa RV is easy to find off the west side of Highway 14 at the Soledad Canyon exit. With 7 convenient sales and service locations across California and southern Arizona, no matter where you're headed this summer, there's a La Mesa RV nearby or on the way that stocks and sells Rexall motorhomes made in Lancaster. True American pastimes come in threes: baseball, apple pie, and years of fun in a brand new Rexall motorhome from La Mesa RV.
Discover the treasures of apartment living at Amargosa Creek, a community with a richly active lifestyle, perfectly manicured lawns surrounded by flowering foliage, and an excellent location, convenient to a variety of shopping centers and major thoroughfares. They offer washer and dryer connections in all homes, a 24-hour fitness facility, sparkling pool and spa, barbecue, picnic and playground picnic area, and an online rent payment option. Get more out of life by living at Amargosa Creek, where you're sure to find an apartment home of your very own to treasure. Call today, 945-5997 for Amargosa Creek Apartments.
This is Doug Slade, and you're listening to JetHawks Baseball on KJUL 1380.
Well, just like time, we march on to the third inning. Rancho with 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. JetHawks 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. To face Doug Slayton will be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters, Jason Espedo, Jeff Mathis, and then Dallas McPherson. All 3 games of this series will be at 7:15 in the evening. Tomorrow, Scott Barber will pitch against Irvin Santana, one of the better pitchers, probably the best, statistic-wise, in the California League this year. Espedo looks at a breaking ball. That's strike 1 on the outside corner. Then on Thursday, John Castellanos will take the mound against left-hander Joe Torres, just off the disabled list. Wave and a miss on another curveball. Quickly 0-2. Espedo singled in the first inning and scored ahead of the home run by Jeff Mathis. The 0-2. Another breaking ball, chased and missed for strike 3. Slayton gets his third punch out, and there is one away. Here is Mathis. The all-star catcher. 2-run home run. Went the opposite way, hit it to right center field. Slayton misses in the dirt, 1-0. And Mathis, just like McPherson and a handful of others on this ball club, very highly touted prospect. There's a called strike on the inside. 1-1. Mathis is ranked the number 4 prospect in the organization. I like his gap power and his defensive tools. Rolls one over to short. Santos, also a big prospect, throws to first, and Heath comes off the bag, so Mathis is safe. Throw a little wide by Santos, and he will be charged with an error. Al McPherson with 1 away. Slide to pretty deep center field in the first inning. A left-handed hitter, had a 5-hit game against the JetHawks earlier this year. And Slayton's curveball sails outside for ball 1. McPherson also showed off some pitching talents a couple of years ago in the Cape Cod League. The pitch. Another curve in the dirt, knocked down by DeRosa. 2 balls and no strikes. McPherson, a product of the Citadel. And of course, the Cape Cod League is where many of the top college talent players will go for the summer. The pitch. Check swing, and the curveball catches the outside corner. 2-1. But McPherson went and did a little pitching and showed velocity in the low to mid-90s. But the Angels think of him as a third baseman, and that's where he is. Looks at another curve on the outside. That's strike 2. Slayton has unleashed a smorgasbord of curveballs to the last couple of hitters. The pitch. There's a fastball hit high in the air to deep center field. Drifting back is Garthwaite, now backpedaling on the edge of the track. He makes the catch. Mathis scampers back to first as McPherson hit that ball pretty much the same place in the same distance as what he did in the first inning. Here's Nick Gorno, the left fielder, a strikeout victim to end the first. Gorno also has shown some speed this year in addition to power. Chases and misses the first pitch for strike 1 rather. Some steals this year for Gorno in addition to his 11 home runs. Slayton a gaze at first, now comes home, and this is low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gorno, even with that strikeout in the first inning, still has 15 hits in his last 38 at bats. Just a tad over the 400 mark in that time. The 1-1. High fastball misses. 2 balls and 1 strike. How about Shea Hillenbrand yesterday for the Diamondbacks? Hit 3 home runs in 3 consecutive innings. Drove in 7 runs. Young Hu, 2-1. Is low. Another breaking ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. Diamondbacks at one point trailed Colorado yesterday 5-0. Came back and won it 14-6. Hillenbrand with 5 hits and 7 RBIs. Before the 3-1, Slayton casts one over to first. Also, Craig Counsell rejoined the ball club yesterday, but that was at the expense of Rod Barajas, who's the latest casualty sent to the disabled list. Fastball is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Count is full, so Mathis will be moving here. Barajas, the 19th player put on the DL this year. Payoff, reached for and skied foul down the right side. I should say the 19th time that Arizona has used the disabled list this year. Not necessarily the 19th different player, although it probably seems like it. That means Robbie Hammock will have to be the backup catcher for the time being. Again, the 3-2 as Mathis takes off. Fly ball hit in the air, right field, drifting over and back is Jones. He makes the catch, and the inning is over. Slayton puts up a goose egg for the first time tonight, an error, and 1 runner left. We've played 2.5. It's the Quakes on top, 3-2 on KJUL 1380.
Imagine what it feels like to be a hero every day. You can make a difference in the Coast Guard. Search and rescue, saving lives. You're answering the call. It's a job that matters, where you can do it all.
Join the Coast Guard or Coast Guard Reserve. Save lives, stop drugs, protect the environment. Call toll-free 1-877-NOW-USCG. The Coast Guard. Jobs that matter.
Imagine what it feels like. You can do it all. The Coast Guard. Jobs that matter. The Coast Guard.
Call toll-free 1-877-NOW-USCG. The Coast Guard. Jobs that matter.
Part of playing good this summer is looking good. And if your softball or baseball uniforms leave something to be desired, it's time to see Team Sports Locker with their custom silk screening, quality uniforms, and accessories. Team Sports Locker fits you from head to toe. Right now, jump on the pant, belt, and sock special. Just $16.99 for U Sports. Or mention you heard this ad, you'll save 15% on everything in the store. Call 949-7339 or stop by Team Sports Locker on 10th Street West, just north of Avenue M. And play ball!
You're listening to Lancaster JetHawks baseball on KWJL. Lancaster, Palmdale. America's greatest music plays here on KJUL 1380, a High Desert Broadcasting Company station.
Matt Heath will step in for the first time, starting off the bottom of inning number 3. Thiessen and Richard to follow. 9, 1, and 2 hitters. Heath, the switch hitter, in from the left side as Smith delivers. And Heath takes strike 1 on the outside. Heath batting 172, albeit in limited time, has just 29 at-bats since joining the ball club in the latter part of June. The pitch. Underneath the hands, that's on the inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Heath does have 1 RBI. Caught for the first time on Sunday, at least in the starting lineup is so, and it wasn't exactly a fun experience for him. There's strike 3 as Heath looks at a curveball. This experience wasn't particularly good either as he strikes out on 3 pitches. Smith gets his first of the game. Top of the order for Thiessen. Thiessen homered. His first time up. 1 of 2 for the JetHawks and 1 of 3 in the game. Smith hands overhead, delivers. And delivers a fastball up and in, 1-0. Although that fastball not anywhere near as up and as in as what Pedro Martinez threw the other day to a couple of Yankees. Changeup is down and away. 2 balls and no strikes. First, Alfonso Soriano getting hit, and then Derek Jeter. Both had x-rays, both were negative, but both not in the lineup today. 3 balls and no strikes to Thiessen as he takes up and in again. It was kind of interesting, some of the, I was going to say fallout, but what has been said or shown after that incident took place. Thiessen's taking all the way, and it's a strike down the middle. First was the comments made by George Steinbrenner in a roundabout way, accusing Pedro of throwing at his guys. Thiessen takes another fastball inside, and he trots down to first on the 1-out walk. And now the second baseman, Danny Richard. And if you had a chance to see the comments that Mr. Steinbrenner made or hear them, your first reaction, I'm sure, was not one of surprise. But also, in seeing the highlights a couple of times, noticed a couple of things, especially with Soriano. Runner goes, pitch is swung on and looped foul down the left side out of play. So the hit and run employed. But Richard fouls it off, and the count is 0-1. Watching the tape of Soriano in the first inning of that game, his front elbow, when he was hitting from the right side, so it's his left elbow, was actually over home plate. And when he eventually was hit by the pitch, he couldn't have been more than 4 to 6 inches away from home plate. Runner's not going as Richard fouls one to the screen. Thiessen holding his ground at first as the count goes to 0-2. And so if you throw a pitch, granted it was about shoulder high, but anywhere from 4 to 6 inches, even a foot to a foot and a half off the plate, you're going to hit him because he's crowding the dish, as do so many other hitters throughout baseball, where they're diving in. You think about guys like Jeff Bagwell and Sammy Sosa, who are notorious for it. Well, add Alfonso Soriano to the list, and he found out what happens when you lean over home plate against one of the best. Thiessen bluffs, does not go. Richard checks his swing on a breaking ball, takes inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Derek Jeter, not as bad as Soriano, but there again, wasn't all that far away from home plate when he was hit. Pause by Smith. Thiessen does not go. Richard takes outside for ball 2. 2-2. As I said before, what do you expect from Steinbrenner? Richard batted to short his first time. Waits. And will wait a little longer as Smith spins and throws over to first. Thiessen does have 4 steals in 5 attempts. He really hasn't been in that many positions to run, which is why his total is somewhat minimal. Bluffs does not go as Richard pops one up, third base side. McPherson trots in for a look, but it's in the seat. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3-2 Quakes. Rancho with 2 in the first, 1 in the second. JetHawks with 2 in the first. And the 2-2 just below the knees. Richard watching that ball all the way into Mathis' glove. So the count is full. So it may not be out of the question to have Thiessen taking off here. Elwood at first holds him on. Runners going. Pitch is swung on, driven into left center field. This is hit well. Cutting over is Kimpton. Will not get there. Does cut it off at the warning track. Thiessen goes up to third, and he's going to run right through the stop sign as the ball gets away from Murphy. It's a double for Richard. Thiessen scores, and we're tied at 3. Richard, a little pop the opposite way. Picks up the double and the RBI. Initially, Mayshore had the stop sign for Thiessen, who was charging all the way through third. And then at the very last moment, Mayshore took the stop sign away as he saw the throw back to the infield get away from Murphy, the shortstop. And the JetHawks get a run. Now Jaime Jones, who homered his first time. Richard away from second, and the pitch is a little bit low. 1 ball and no strikes. Jones now with 9 home runs on the season, and his 5th in this ballpark. The 1-0. We're going to drive left center field. That is down for a base hit. Richard's being waved around as the throw goes back into second. The JetHawks have the lead. Third consecutive game that Jones has had at least 2 hits. Jones also with 2 RBIs in the ball game. The JetHawks with 1 out have put together a couple of runs. Now Santos, who also hit the ball hard his first time up, line to right. As Smith comes to the set position. The pitch. Breaking ball dips below the knees. 1-0. Kurt Schilling made his second rehab appearance yesterday. Pitched in Sacramento against the A's AAA club, the River Cats. Curveball and a good one from Smith. 1 ball and 1 strike. Schilling yesterday threw 97 pitches. Gave up 3 runs on 6 hits. He struck out 9. But he allowed 2 home runs. Could pitch this weekend against San Francisco. Swinging a fly ball hit to left field. Corno cutting over. Now in. Reaches up to make the grab. That's out number 2 as Jones goes back to first. That went a bit in on the hands of Santos.
Put your hands together for the center fielder,
And Jake Garthwaite will step in. Garthwaite ended the first by grounding to third. 4-3 is our score. JetHawks with the lead for the first time. First time they've had a lead since Saturday. I take that back. They did lead for a brief time on Sunday, 2-0, but other than that, Saturday. Pitch on the way. Curveball stays high, 1-0. And all of a sudden, the JetHawks are able to play some long ball. They hit 3 home runs on Friday's game after hitting just 2 in the previous 7 games. Fastball is fouled off of the mask of Mathis at home plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. JetHawks hit 3 on Friday, 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, and have hit 2 in the ball game tonight. 7 home runs in 4 games. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball to right field, tailing towards the corner. Espedo drifting back in front of the warning track. He makes the catch. The Garthwaite flies out, but the JetHawks get a couple of runs on 2 hits. There was 1 man left on, and after 3, the JetHawks have the lead at 4-3 on KJUL 1380.
In an ongoing effort to serve our community, Keefe & Sons Ford from time to time will answer other questions that do not pertain to cars and trucks. Now, for instance, if by chance one is stopped for a traffic violation, here are some answers you could possibly hear from the officers. So you don't know how fast you were going, huh? Well, I guess I can write anything I want to on that ticket, huh? Warning? You want a warning? Okay, I'll warn you that if you do that again, I'm going to write you another ticket. Yes, we do have quotas. And guess what? 2 more tickets and my wife gets a brand new toaster. Or no, sir, we don't have quotas anymore. Now we can write as many tickets as we want. Well, now that you've got the answers, don't ask the questions. However, if you've got a question about buying a new Ford car, truck, or van, you'll get the answer you want to hear at Keefe & Sons Ford on the Sierra Highway in Mojave and Rosamond. Keefe & Sons Ford. You got questions, we got answers. Keefe & Sons. If we don't see you today, we'll be here tomorrow.
McDonald's presents That's Bizarre. And now, the 6 o'clock news on Helium.
Outside Athens today, archaeologists uncovered what appears to be a 40,000-year-old thigh bone of a Paleolithic mastodon. And a related story...
That's Bizarre is brought to you by new McQuiddle's breakfast sandwiches. Savory sausage or bacon with eggs and cheese. And here's the bizarre part. Sandwiched between 2 warm griddle cakes with a taste of maple syrup baked right in. Why didn't somebody think of this before? New McQuiddle's. Bizarre, but yummy.
At participating McDonald's.
This is Jason Bolger, and you're listening to JetHawks Baseball on KJUL 1380.
4th inning now. JetHawks a 4-3 lead. Quite a bit of offense so far. 7 runs and 10 hits. As David Gates, the designated hitter, starts it off. Elward and Rodriguez to follow, 6, 7, and 8. Facing Doug Slayton. He's retired 4 of the last 5 he has faced. The only exception was an error in the 3rd. Pitch on the way. Swinging a 2-hopper to first off the heel of the glove by Keefe, but he's able to recover and win the race to the bag. 1 away. 1 pitch and 1 out. And now Mike Elward, who doubled and scored his first time, will step in. Elward still, despite his very slow start to the season, highly thought of by the Angels organization. Swings at the first pitch and pops it up foul. Out of play down the right side. Even though he was a 44th round selection, that of the University of South Florida, has been given more than an ample chance this season The pitch. He's low. 1 ball and 1 strike. At first, you might be saying, what the heck are they doing? A 44th rounder, who cares if he doesn't do in the opportunity he's given? He rips one to left field. Thiessen cutting over, can't get it. It's by him and to the fence. Elwood will dig for 2 and has his second double of the evening. You have 2 doubles tonight, and that probably gives you an idea of what the Angels thought they had in this guy. He continues to ravage JetHawks pitching like a drunk in the refrigerator at 3 a.m. Here's Javi Rodriguez. He singled his first time, but was caught stealing in the second. The pitch. Breaking ball is popped up foul into the seats behind home plate. Sun is down and the lights are on. Evening sky. View of the mountains beyond the visiting clubhouse down the left side. Turning out to be a pretty nice night, although the wind hasn't exactly tailed off at any point. The 0-1. The bunt attempt popped up. Slayton coming in. He and DeRosa nearly collide, and who caught it? Slayton caught it. Reaching out right in front of a charging DeRosa, who has all that equipment on, and Slayton able to make the catch and elude his catcher. So the bunt unsuccessful, and there are 2 away as Elwood holds at second. Brings up the center fielder, Nick Kimpton. Got some scores from other games around the California League. High Desert and Inland Empire at Arrowhead. Seems like Inland Empire has been playing High Desert for the last month and a half, with the exception of when the JetHawks were playing either of the 2 ball clubs. Pitch on the way. Kimpton swings and misses for strike 1. At any rate, they're in the 3rd inning at Arrowhead. Lake Elsinore, also in the 3rd, is trailing Bakersfield 6-1. Visalia 5, San Jose 2, bottom of the 4th inning. And they're also in the 3rd in Modesto. The A's and Ports are tied at 1. For a moment, Mike DeRosa going out to the mound to talk with Slayton. That conversation is now over. Pitch is on the way. Swing and a miss at another breaking ball. And quickly, Slayton's ahead. 0-2. It seems like Kimpton is A, fooled by the breaking pitches, but B, can't lay off of them. Pitch. In the dirt, down and away. Kimpton stays away from it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kimpton had an RBI single in the 2nd inning, his first time up. He was actually lucky to get that. 1-2 pitch. Another breaking ball down and outside. Kimpton, his first time up, pulled a breaking ball. Didn't hit it all that hard, but got it in between first and second to score Elwood. He's at second base now. Fastball just off the outside corner. So after a steady diet of breaking stuff, Slayton came with the heater and just missed the outside corner. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. Elwood away from second. The pitch. Low for ball 4, and Slayton lost him. Well, Slayton had him on the ropes, 0-2, then missed out of the zone 4 consecutive times. First walk that he has given up in the ball game. And now the top of the order for Tommy Murphy. Hitless in 2 at-bats. Murphy earlier this year had a 16-game hitting streak. The pitch. Fastball missing outside. 1-0. Murphy still looking for hit number 100 on the season. Open stance from the right side, holds the bat down at the end. Takes down and in, 2-0 the count, and that's 6 in a row where Slayton has missed the strike zone. Infield is back, outfield is swung around towards right. Another breaking ball, misses outside, 3-0, 7 straight. And if Slayton misses one more time, I'm pretty sure we're going to get a visit from the outdoorsman, Mel Stottlemyre. See what Slayton has in store. The 3-0 is outside, a fastball. Second consecutive walk, and now the bases are loaded. And Stottlemyre takes his cue and makes the walk to the mound. Jason Espedo will be the next man due up. Folks, a reminder while you're here at the ballpark, don't forget to look in your JetHawks program for great deals on mattresses from Mattresses for Less. That's right, Mattresses for Less. Guaranteed lowest prices, guaranteed. Also, the JetHawks, along with the California Integrated Waste Management Board, remind you to step up to the plate for the environment and recycle your used motor oil and filters. It's easy. Just call 1-800-CLEANUP for a collection center nearest you. Also, don't forget, this Friday, first 1,500 fans through the door will get sport bottles, courtesy of the Palmdale Water District. First 1,500, get yourself a snazzy sports bottle and keep cool for the summer. Pretty good-looking sports bottles, and as of right now, I have one, and you don't, but show up on Friday, and you can get yourself one. Pitch to Speedo on the way. Curveball, swing and a miss for strike one. Rather lengthy conversation between Slayton and Stottlemyre. Bases are loaded, 2 away. We're in the top of the 4th inning. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Didn't want to go around, but Espedo did on the pitch that was in the dirt. And Slayton is ahead. No balls and 2 strikes. Slayton throws 2 strikes, then 8 balls, and now 2 more strikes. He'd like to continue that to 3 here. Pitch. Hit on the ground towards short. Santos is there. Will underhand to Richard. They get the force on Murphy at second, and the inning is over as the Quakes leave the bases loaded. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th as Doug Slayton projects a 1-run JetHawk lead. It's 4-3 on KJUL 1380.
One of the most important things you can do to keep your cars and other vehicles running their best is to change the oil and filter regularly. But did you know that you haven't finished the job right until you've recycled that used oil and filter? You should never dump used oil on the ground, in storm drains, or in the garbage. The only safe way to dispose of that used oil and filter is by taking it to a friendly, convenient collection center. So this spring and summer, step up to the plate for the environment. To find an oil and oil filter collection center or a household hazardous waste collection center near you, call 1-800-CLEANUP. That number again, 1-800-CLEANUP. The JetHawks and the California Integrated Waste Management Board want to thank you for all of your recycling efforts. Working together, we can keep our community a great place to live, work, and play ball.
How do you make your get-together more fun? Just ask Farmer John.
In my family, nothing's more fun than great-tasting food. And nothing tastes better than a good, honest Farmer John hot dog. Our wieners and beef franks are made from only the finest pork and beef. Nothing added to spoil their smoke-rich Western flavor. And they're great in all your favorite recipes. So if you're looking for fun, remember, it's not a party without Farmer John.
Southern California's favorite for over 70 years because
nothing makes a meal like Farmer John.
You can hear Lancaster JetHawks baseball on the World Wide Web at jethawks.com or KJUL1380.com. Audio streaming provided by QNet, exceeding your expectations.
Home half of the fourth inning. Dan Ugla will start it off. Nichols, DeRosa after that. 4-3 JetHawks. First of this 3-game series. Pitch from Smith is a breaking ball in there for strike one. Ugla, his second at bat, he grounded to third, opening up the second inning. Now the 0-1, another breaking ball, swung on and fouled at home plate. Ugla has had his average dip below the 280 mark for the first time in, well, Lord knows how long. It's been a while. Gets a fastball and lines it foul down the right side. Remains 0-2. Smith, the lanky right-hander, looking right over the top of his glove, and says yes to the sign from Mathis. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Another breaking ball. It's in the dirt. Picked up by Mathis. He applies the tag, and Ugla is out number one. Second strikeout for Smith. And here's the designated hitter, Kyle Nichols. Nichols a single his first time, but was promptly erased on a double play. He waits. And Smith delivers. Breaking ball down and outside. 1-0. It's also that Randy Johnson threw 4 innings and a rehab appearance the other day for Tucson. That's inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Also some talk that he may make an appearance coming up rather soon for Double-A El Paso. Could come here. There's a drive to right center field. Kimpton's on his horse. Into the gap. He turns. It is off the base of the fence. Nichols is going to have to hustle. He's into second because no one's covering it. And Nichols has a double. That ball hit the fence on the fly. That ball just shooting out into right center field. Runner at second with 1 out. And Mike DeRosa stepping in. DeRosa grounded into a double play his first time up. Talking about Randy Johnson, I think the one thing that everybody's really sure of is that they will be very, very cautious with him. Fastball is below the knees, 1-0. And right now the main concern about Randy is whether or not he can field his position. It's not whether or not he can pitch at this point. It's what happens if it's hit back to him. There's a 1-hopper to third. McPherson gloves it. Looks Nichols back to second and throws to first to get DeRosa. 5-3 on the play. 2 down. And that brings up the first baseman, Matt Heath. Heath struck out his first time. And in his limited time with Lancaster in 30 at-bats, he struck out 12 times. He hit the high fly ball into left center field. Kimpton is cutting over. Gorneau was also there, but Kimpton tracks it down for out number 3. One out double by Nichols is wasted. The JetHawks lead one. And we will go to the 5th. 4-3 JetHawks on KJUL 1380.
Fellow success seekers, today's message is a simple one. If you want to maximize your dreams and realize the full potential of your life, I am here to tell you that there is just one thing you have to do. Think like a can. Because a can be anything. It just has to be recycled. And once it is, a can possesses that one thing you desire, infinite promise. Just think of all the things a can be. A picnic table, a window frame, or playground equipment. It can be that many things and more, and so can you. Because, my friends, to think like a can is to think I can. All you have to do is wake up every morning, stand before the mirror, look yourself in the eye, and say, you can.
Recycle. It's good for the bottle. It's good for the can. Brought to you by the California Department of Conservation.
There's a reason why we're not called the pretty good pages, or the mostly helpful pages, or even the somewhat useful pages. It's because we're the Verizon Super Pages, with more comprehensive listings and more useful features than any other directories. And we're the directory found in more homes than any other single directory. You can even find us online, or on a handheld wireless device at superpages.com. See for yourself how we got our name. Super Pages and superpages.com. Better pages for better decisions.
This is Billy Biggs, and you're listening to JetHawks Baseball on KJUL 1380.
We've got 4 in the books. 4, 6, and 1 for Lancaster. And for the visiting Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, 3, 6, and 0. To face Slayton will be the middle third of the order, or at least the meat of it, what I'm trying to say. Mathis, McPherson, and Gorno. Mathis has homered and reached on an error to this point. As the wind has not relented one iota. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Nasty breaking ball from Slayton. 0-1. I see that as we, of course, move further to the trading deadline, that more rumors are bandied about. And a changeup from Slayton and misses low. 1-1. And after the unsuccessful attempt by the Rangers to trade Juan Gonzalez to Montreal, now the curve bends around the outside corner. 2 balls and 1 strike. Doesn't mean that Gonzalez will not be traded. A couple of teams have popped up in the bidding. One, the Dodgers. The other, the Diamondbacks. Swing and a miss as Slayton reared back and brought the heat. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Dodgers, I saw a stat the other day. It's probably no longer true, but over a 14-game stretch, they had scored 9 runs. The one hopper towards Richard second. He knocks it down, picks it up, hustles the throw to first, too late. So Mathis on base for the 3rd time. That'll be a base hit. Now Dallas McPherson will step in. Let me correct that. It was 14 runs in 9 games. Still not very good. That's not even 2 runs a game. Would have thunk it in a team with Sean Green and even an aging Fred McGriff in the middle of that lineup. There's a drive into center field. Coming on and making a dive is Garthwaite, and he got it! Jake Garthwaite making the headlong dive towards the infield. Took away a hit from Dallas McPherson. That's 1 out, and Mathis back to first. Nice play. Garthwaite, what really helped him is he identified rather quickly that the ball was going to be in front of him. Yes, he did make his first step back, which is what you're supposed to do, but then broke towards the infield. Rather alarming pace and made the play. Breaking ball to Nick Gorno, misses down and in for ball 1. Gorno has struck out and flied to right. The 1-0 pitch is, I guess outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Like a pretty good offering from Doug Slayton. Mathis inches away from the bag at first. The pitch. Bringing a hard drive foul past third. scatters the guys down in the bullpen. Two balls and one strike. There's Gorno. Looks down to Bobby Meacham in the coach's box. Quakes have 7 hits now. Swinging a foul to the string. Evens it up at 2-2. Up the middle, Richard and Santos both at double play depth. Richard more of the two up towards the bag. And the pitch. Fastball is up and away. So the count is now full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Running on deck is the designated hitter, David Gates. Runner does not go, and the 3-2 is down and in for ball 4. It's the third walk that Slayton has allowed in the last 2 innings. None before that. And Gates will hit with runners at first and second, and 1 away. Now, if you keep walking guys, eventually it will come back and hurt you. That's what Justin Wexler found out the other day. Slayton trying to avoid a similar fate. There's a dribble off the end of the bat, right side. Ennis Heath, he gloves it, underhands to Slayton, who beats Gates to the bag. That's the second out. Both runners will move up. Mathis to third, and Gorno to second. 3-1 on the play. As Gates was fooled out in front, hit it right off the end of his bat. Now Mike Elward, the first baseman, will step in. Elward has doubled twice. And before he hits, Mel Stottlemyre, another trip out to the mound. And I wonder if the idea maybe popped into Stottlemyre's head of saying, hey, do you want to face Elward, or would you rather face Javi Rodriguez, who's also a right-handed hitter, and he is on deck? That could be a possibility. You might say, well, it's too early to start walking guys intentionally, but you might remember a couple of weeks ago, there are runners at second and third, nobody out, and 2 runs in the first inning, and the JetHawks elected to walk a guy intentionally, and it worked. Game the JetHawks eventually won. That was a couple of Sundays ago. Stottlemyre has returned, and they will, just for the moment, pitch to Elward. First offering is the breaking ball, strike called on the inside. It seems like each time that Stottlemyre makes a trip to the mound, Slayton after that comes out firing curveballs. The 0-1. There's a fastball high and tight. Elward pulls in the hands. 1 ball and 1 strike. Slayton has beaten the Quakes once this season. That was back in April. The 1-1. Slow curve. Strike 2 on the inside. Mathis, the runner at third. Gorno away from second. That win, by the way, was the best appearance that Slayton has had all year. 8 innings on the 24th of April. 1-2. Another fastball inside. It misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The only time this year he's pitched 8 innings. And the only time he's gone longer than 7. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball misses outside, so it's full. Now Slayton does have a base open, but I doubt he went through all this trouble just to use it. The payoff, and he will use it as he misses outside. Second walk of the inning and fourth of the game. Bases are loaded for the second consecutive inning, and Javi Rodriguez will be the hitter. Well, intentional or unintentional, Slayton puts Elward on. And Rodriguez, who is bunted back to Slayton and singled tonight, is in there from the right side. The pitch. Swing and a miss. A changeup off the outside corner for strike one. Mathis at third. Corneau at second. Elward, who walked just a moment ago, is at first base. The pitch. Between a line drive, base hit, left center field. Mathis will score. Corneau is around third. He scores as well. And the Quakes retake the lead at 5-4. A 2-run single for Javi Rodriguez. Well, the walks have finally come back to haunt the JetHawks left-hander as Charlie Griffin starts to warm up and the JetHawks bullpen. Well, you have to figure that eventually those walks are going to catch up to you, and they did for Slayton here in the fifth. Now Nick Kempton takes the fastball upstairs for ball one. Kempton drew a walk in the fourth inning after falling behind 0-2. He also singled and drove in a run in the second. The 1-0 is low for ball two. Slayton now is more often than not pitching behind in the count. And Mike DeRosa goes out there to talk things over. Slayton has not been one to walk an inordinate amount of batters. This is the fourth time this year he has walked 4 in a game, and never has he given up more than that. The 2-0 popped up down the left side, and that'll get up into the seats behind the third base dugout. 2 balls and 1 strike. Runners take their lead. Elward at second, Rodriguez at first. The pitch. Breaking ball outside. 3-1. Now Slayton is really in the soup. The pitch is popped up and out of play again. The left side of the diamond. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Slayton is able to fight his way back, but with a full count, we'll get both runners again in motion. Slayton comes set. Runners go, the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. Oh, DeRosa dropped the ball. The foul tip, and DeRosa couldn't hang on to it. So Kempton, by the slimmest of margins, is able to remain alive. Again, the 3-2 pitch. We're going to drive down the left field line. That is a foul ball. Lands down where the guys are sitting in the Quakes bullpen. So it remains 3-2. Everybody goes back. Elward to second, Rodriguez to first. Quakes have taken the lead 5-4 with 2 here in the fifth. Slayton, a long stare in. Comes set. They go again, the pitch. check swing, and Kimpton goes around for strike 3. So finally they get the strikeout. 2 runners left on, but 2 hits and 2 runs for Rancho, who have reclaimed the lead. It's 5-4. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th on KJUL 1380.
The Antelope Valley Inn and Conference Center has just what you need for your next banquet or catered event. Their conference centers are some of the largest in the area, and their efficient and friendly staff is ready to help in planning your next event. Even if your gathering is off-site, the AV Inn's catering service provides a wide variety of top-quality selections. Stop by the AV Inn today on Sierra Highway between Avenues J and K, or call 948-4651 for the Antelope Valley Inn and Conference Center.
Good news, JetHawks fans. First City Credit Union is now open to everyone in the Antelope Valley. That means you and your family and friends can enjoy the benefits of belonging to a credit union, including great loan and saving rates, cost-free checking, and friendly personalized service. Mortgages and home equity lines, too. To open your account, visit their branch at the corner of Avenue J and Lowtree, or call 1-800-944-2200. Ask how you can lower your payments by refinancing your car loan at First City. That's 1-800-944-2200. First City Credit Union, providing quality service since 1937. Deposits federally insured.
Baseball season is here, and the JetHawks are back in action at the hangar. Check out the future stars of the Arizona Diamondbacks and join in on these upcoming promotions.
Friday, July 11th, the JetHawks will be home to host the Inland Empire 66ers. The first 1,500 fans will receive a sports bottle courtesy of the Palmdale Water District. Saturday, July 12th, the first 1,000 fans will receive a Jose Cruz Jr. bobblehead.
For more information on these events or for tickets, call the JetHawks at 726-5400 or go online at jethawks.com. It's Lancaster JetHawks Baseball.
This is Eric Maha, and you're listening to JetHawks Baseball on KJUL 1380.
Mike Thiessen leads off the home half of the 5th. Again, the JetHawks down by a run. Hasn't really been Thiessen's fault. He has scored twice, has walked and homered. Continued his hitting streak. Should say extended it to 11 games with that home run in the first. Swings to the first pitch, rolls it to the left side, off the glove of McPherson. He recovers and throws out Thiessen at first. Well, McPherson cut that ball off and for the most part did, able to knock it down and picked it up with his bare hand, spun and threw to first. One away, and Danny Richard stands in. Richard doubled home Thiessen in the 3rd inning. That tied up the ball game. Richard runs up to bunt, takes inside for ball 1. Griffin still throwing down in the JetHawks bullpen. Milano swinging a foul up and over the screen behind home plate. Richard, left-handed hitter, swings and pops one up behind home plate. Mathis picks off the mask, but watches it bounce onto the concourse area. And Richard's behind, 1-2. Well, that double for Richard now gives him hits in 11 of 12 as he rips one high and deep down the right side, but it's well fouled up on the home clubhouse down the line. So hits in 11 of 12 for Richard. He's having a very good month of July, hitting over 400. Swings and rolls one to the right side. Rodriguez in, fields cleanly. Throw to first in time. 2 ground ball outs. And the base is empty for Jaime Jones in the bottom of the 5th. Jones has also been on base twice. Homer in a single. He has driven in 2 runs. And just about all the offense has come from the top part of the order. Pitch on the way. He is outside for ball 1. Thiessen has scored 2. Richard 1. Jones 1. Jones 2 RBIs, Thiessen 1, Richard 1. The pitch. Backs up Jaime as it misses inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Rest of the order hasn't done much. Nichols does have 2 hits, but both times he's come up with the bases empty. Fastball sails high and outside. 3 balls and no strikes. Griffin is done warming up and heads down to the dugouts. We'll probably see him in the 6th. 3 balls and no strikes. Smith delivers, and Jones takes the fastball strike on the inside. Jones taps the bat on top of home plate. Waves it around in a circular motion. The pitch is outside for ball 4. So Jones reaches for the 3rd time. 2-out walk, the 2nd that Smith has allowed in the ballgame. And Sergio Santos will be the hitter. Santos, hitless in 2 tries, line to right and slide to left. Jones a modest lead over at first, held by Elward. The pitch. On the hands, fouled to the screen for strike 1. Santos, for a while, say about a week or so, had his batting average up and over the 300 mark. And now sinking down towards 290 to 294 and is 0 for 2 tonight. The 0-1. Breaking ball down and away. Mathis sliding over to make the grab. On a strike, outfield straight away. Rodriguez at second is towards the middle, playing Santos to pull. The 1-1. Another breaking ball. Dips down and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. And now we get activity down in the Quakes bullpen. And Smith has given up the walk and now has fallen behind to the JetHawks cleanup hitter. The pitch. Fastball is ripped to left field. Gorneau is back. Reaches up a couple of steps shy of the track and he makes the catch. Well, Santos hit that ball hard. Gets nothing to show for it. A walk and a runner left. We've completed 5. It's the Quakes 5 and the JetHawks 4 on KJUL 1380.
McDonald's presents That's Bizarre. And now, the 6 o'clock news on Helium.
Outside happens today. Archaeologists uncovered what appears to be a 40,000-year-old thigh bone of a Paleolithic mastodon. And a related story...
That's Bizarre is brought to you by new McQuiddle's breakfast sandwiches. Savory sausage or bacon with eggs and cheese. And here's the bizarre part. Sandwiched between 2 warm griddle cakes with a taste of maple syrup baked right in. Why didn't somebody think of this before? New McQuiddle's. Bizarre, but yummy.
At participating McDonald's.
Are you tired of going to the big-name drugstores only to be treated like a number and have them take 3 hours to fill your prescription? Well, it's time to break the big chain pharmacy runaround. Go to Burns Pharmacy in downtown Lancaster, located at 866 West Lancaster Boulevard. Burns is your full-service pharmacy with a large home health care department. Is there medicine you need and can't find? Well, call Burns. They do custom compounded prescriptions. Why should you go anywhere else? Burns Pharmacy, 866 West Lancaster Boulevard.
It's time to get that smile you've always wanted, and Dr. Tire can help. Dr. Tire Orthodontics offers top-quality treatment for children and adults in a comforting environment. You can choose from traditional or tooth-colored braces, or the new Invisalign technology, the braceless way to a perfect smile. Dr. Tire's staff has an average of 10 years experience in the orthodontic field and are all licensed registered dental assistants. Stop by today at 1629 West Avenue J, Suite 108, or call for an appointment, 949-2290. Dr. Tire Orthodontics, for the perfect smile.
America's greatest music and the Lancaster JetHawks play here on KWJL, Lancaster Palmdale. KJUL 1380, a High Desert Broadcasting Company station.
New pitcher for Lancaster in the 6th inning. It's right-hander Charlie Griffin. No record, 0.9 ERA, making his 8th appearance. All in relief, 10 innings, 10 hits, just 1 earned run, 6 walks and 7 strikeouts. The product of West Texas A&M University. And those 7 appearances are the only ones he has as a pro. Was initially scheduled to go to Yakima, but came here, made 2 appearances, eventually did go to Yakima. Didn't pitch in a game there, came back here, and as you can tell, he is still here. They'll face Tommy Murphy, who will turn around and bat from the left side. Murphy 0 for 2 with a walk. The pitch is a strike on the outside. Murphy showing bunt, pulling the bat away. Doug Slayton, 5 innings pitched tonight. 8 hits, 5 earned runs. Struck out 4, but he also walked 4. The 0-1. Fastball called strike 2 on the outside corner. Slayton, the second consecutive JetHawks starter to walk 4 and to do it in 5 innings or less. Justin Wexler on Sunday walked 4 in just 4 1/3. Griffin rocks back on the rubber in the pitch. Foul off the end of the bat, straight to the backstop. Remains 0-2. Griffin last pitched on Saturday. Came on in the 11th inning with runners at second and third and 1 out. Issued a intentional walk and then gave up a game-winning single. There's a ground ball, fair inside the third base bag and down the left field line. In to get it is Thiessen. Hustling for 2 is Murphy, and he will make it standing up. Not a particularly hard hit ball, but a double nonetheless. Murphy at second with nobody out, and the right fielder, Jason Espedo, will step in. Talked about this a little bit on Saturday, that Griffin, before that game, had not pitched in a situation where the game was really on the line. He was either in there with the JetHawks way ahead or way behind. And the thing about Griffin is that even in those situations, he has succeeded. So he has earned the right to pitch in pressure situations just like he is tonight. The pitch. Inside off the glove of DeRosa, back to the screen, and Murphy will go to third. Be a wild pitch, as it appears that DeRosa and Griffin were crossed up. That ball came inside, and DeRosa had to reach back across his body, able to get a piece of it, but not very much of it. JetHawks will bring the infield in with nobody out. The 1-0. Fastball at the belt, called strike. Espedo has singled, struck out, and reached on a fielder's choice. Scored a run back in the first inning. Outfield is shading right field, though a little bit of a gap in left center. There is strike 2 on the inside corner, down and in, right at the knees. Griffin. Fastball, breaking ball change. That breaking ball hasn't really made up its mind yet. More of a slurve, if you will. On the 1-2. Changeup sails away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 5-4 Quakes. We are in the 6th inning. Murphy, the runner at third, nobody out. And the 2-2 pitch is a fastball down and inside. 3-2. Catcher Jeff Mathis waits on deck. So full count to the right fielder, Jason Espedo. Griffin looks at third, kicks and delivers. Outside, ball 4. So it's getting messier for Griffin. Runners at first and third and nobody out. And Mathis steps in. 2 for 3, has scored 2 and driven in 2. Got some scores from around the major leagues. Arizona right now in the 8th inning is leading Colorado 6-3. Finley, Baerga, and Council have all homered for the Diamondbacks. The pitch. Swinging a high fly ball to center field. This will get the run home. Drifting back is Garthwaite. Underneath it, he makes the catch. Throw comes back to second as Murphy will come in to score. Mathis gets his 3rd RBI of the game on the sacrifice fly. And the Quakes have a 2-run advantage at 6-4. As Speedo bluffed the tag, but remains at first base. And there's one away for Dallas McPherson, who has flied to center field 3 times. Diamondbacks, even though they are leading their ball game, will not gain any ground on the NL West Division leading Giants, who won their ball game today at home against St. Louis 8-3. Runners going, pitches outside. DeRosa's throw to second. Reshaw the tag, and Espedo is out. Not only did DeRosa throw out Espedo, but he threw him out by a pretty good margin. DeRosa, very good catch and throw guy behind the plate. And now the bases are empty, 2 outs. And the 1-0 pitch to McPherson is a fastball called strike. Giants today got home runs from Andres Galarraga and Jose Cruz Jr., who today, the first time homered into McCovey Cove. Called strike 2 on the inside corner. 1-2 to McPherson. And the Giants with that win, now 21 games over 500 at 55-34. Griffin from the first base side of the rubber delivers a changeup that misses outside. 2-2. The Dodgers right now are trailing San Diego 6-2. They're in the 6th inning. 2-2 pitch. Hard ground ball, base hit into the hole between first and second. So McPherson picks up his first hit, the 10th for Rancho in the ball game. And the inning kept alive for the left fielder, Nick Gorneau. Sean Green for the Dodgers has hit his 10th home run. And LA has lost 9 of their last 10. They entered play in 3rd place tonight, 7.5 out of first place. Pitch. Breaking ball, outside corner, called strike 1. Gorneau walked his last time and scored. That was in the 5th inning. Griffin at the belt, delivers. Another breaking ball, that misses outside. Houston beat Cincinnati 6-3. Dunn and Griffey home runs for the Reds. Morgan Ensberg his 17th for the Astros. Also Pittsburgh outlasted Milwaukee 8-7 in 10 innings. There's a bounding ball left side. Ugla can't cut it off. Backhanded in the hole by Santos, but he's got nowhere to go with it. So Gorneau has an infield hit. McPherson goes to second base. And David Gates, who was 0 for 3, will step in. Quakes have 3 hits in the inning. Also a walk, but thus far have only scored 1 run. Gates has grounded out 3 times so far. As Griffin takes a long stare in. Gates crouched at the knees, hitting from the right side, and the pitch. Fastball misses inside. Atlanta beat the Mets today 5-3. John Smoltz picked up his 33rd save. No wonder he's on the All-Star team. Philadelphia, 16 hits today and beating Montreal 13-6. A 1-0. There's a strike called on the outside corner. Round out the National League scoreboard, Florida defeated the Chicago Cubs 4-3. Castillo and Pudge Rodriguez home runs for the Marlins. Sammy Sosa is 14th for the Cubs. Sosa will not be at the All-Star game in Chicago. Breaking ball, big swing and a miss. Beats behind 1-2. You think about it, right now, who are the two biggest offensive threats in the city of Chicago that come to mind? Sammy Sosa and Frank Thomas. Neither are on the All-Star team. 1-2 pitch. Swinging and a foul back to the screen. We'll try it again. The Cubs are represented by Mark Pryor and Kerry Wood. Well, the White Sox are represented by Carl Everett, who has been with the club for all of 6 days. And Esteban Loaiza. No Sosa and no Frank Thomas in the Midsummer Classic to be played at U.S. Cellular Field later this month. Swing and a miss on the fastball. Gate strikes out. The inning is over. Quakes do, however, get another run on 3 hits. 2 left on base. We'll head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 6-4 Quakes on KJUL 1380.
I just can't believe it. The fire. It all happened so fast.
Are you okay? Do you need a place to stay?
All those memories.
The hotel is all set and your rental car is on its way.
You don't know how much this means.
Everything's going to be all right.
The response to Farmers' exclusive Help Point service has been remarkable. The moment the unexpected happens, we're here for you 24/7. Farmers, get you back where you belong.
An equal housing opportunity insurer.
For insurance and financial planning, call local Farmers agent Steve Taylor at 942-6685.
Wherever your sports heroes are, from local stars to national icons, they're yours for the keeping with Upper Deck Collectible. Upper Deck trading cards give you a front row seat to the best action in town. The biggest stars in baseball, basketball, football, hockey, and golf are captured in their finest moments and just for you in a timeless collectible. Upper Deck brings you closer by putting authentic player autographs on cards and even real pieces of equipment used and worn by players on their field of battle. It's a blend of authentic trading cards and the unforgettable brush with your heroes. Upper Deck, where sports fans own the moment.
Listen up, baseball fans. Where can you go to get a quality oil change done by service professionals at a great price and get a voucher good for 2 free tickets to a Lancaster JetHawks game? Goodyear, that's where. All season long, Goodyear dealers are offering 2 free tickets to see the JetHawks play, just for getting that oil change you need anyway. With tires as low as $18, quality brands like Goodyear and Dunlap, and complete automotive service, it's no wonder your Goodyear dealer is the place to go for all your automotive needs. Call 1-800-GOODYEAR for the dealer near you.
You can hear Lancaster JetHawks baseball on the World Wide Web at jethawks.com or KJUL1380.com. Audio streaming provided by QNet, the Antelope Valley's leading internet service provider.
Well, just like the JetHawks in the 6th, here in the bottom half of the inning, the Quakes will go to their bullpen for right-hander David Walensky. Right-hander this year, 2-2 with a 5.95 ERA. Has 3 saves and 28 appearances, all in relief. And Walensky to face the JetHawks 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Garthwaite, Ugla, and Nichols. Garthwaite, 0 for 2 thus far. Now starter Cliff Smith lasted 5 innings, allowed 6 hits and 4 earned runs. The pitch, fastball, chased and missed for strike 1. Walensky, 6 feet, 190 pounds. He also a very low draft pick, 42nd rounder in 1999. Gaithway taking a little extra time, digging himself in from the right side. And Walensky rocks back on the rubber. The pitch. Reached for and popped up left side of the infield. Murphy looking up into the night sky. Backs up a step and makes the catch right on the edge of the outfield grass. One away. Now Dan Ugla.
Let's hear it for the third baseman, number 8, Dan Ugla.
Ugla also looking for his first hit. He is grounded to third and struck out. As unfortunately for him, the average continues to plummet. Just 3 hits in his last 22 at-bats. The pitch. Ugla squares and takes the breaking ball down and outside. Walensky has made 4 previous appearances against the JetHawks, 1-1 record, but a 21.6 ERA. 8 earned runs in 3 1/3 innings. Now the fastball is low. 2 balls and no strikes. In those 3 1/3, Walensky has also walked 6 batters and thrown 4 wild pitches. 2-0. There's a strike call on the outside corner. Ugla backing away for a moment. And now is back in there. Here's the pitch. Swinging in a pop-up down the right side. That's way back out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Walensky last pitched on Saturday. 5 hits and 2 earned runs in 3 innings of work against Inland Empire. Didn't get a decision. The pitch. Reached for and chopped towards short. Murphy backs up, plays it on the second hop. Strong throw to first. Diving out is Elward, and he backhanded, keeping the foot on the bag, and Ugla is out number 2. Murphy knew he had to hurry once he played the second hop. Got some help from his first baseman, and there are 2 away. Kyle Nichols will be the hitter. Walensky hasn't had a decision since the 11th of June when he picked up his save against Modesto. Hasn't pitched all that much since then. As he throws one in the dirt through the left side of the batter's box and to the screen, 1-0. But in June, despite only making 8 appearances, had a 3.46 ERA, which was his lowest ERA in any month this year. There's a liner foul out of play, right side. One ball and 1 strike. Nichols has singled and doubled tonight, but no runs and no RBIs. Another one in the dirt, off of the glove of Mathis. Caroms to the screen. 2 balls and 1 strike. Walensky standing up straight on the rubber. A high leg kick comes through, and there's a ground ball to the left side. Charging is McPherson, gloves it, throws across, and the JetHawks go in order. We've completed 6 innings. The Quakes, a 2-run lead at 6-4 on KJUL 1380.
It's time to get connected to the people you know. Everybody needs a cell phone, cause we're all on the go. There's only one little old name that you need to know, and that's Frank. Frank's Radio.
No matter what you might see or hear, Frank's Radio is still your authorized Nextel service center, proudly displaying the Service Excellence Award from Nextel. There's a reason for that. Only Frank's Radio does it all. Look for the Frank's Radio logo where they service what they sell. Not all Nextel dealers are created equal. Be sure you're getting the service you deserve. Be sure it's Frank's Radio. You've never had a cell phone like this before, and you've never had service like this before. Frank's Radio, now open Monday through Saturday on 12th Street West between Avenues M and N in the Sierra Business Park.
There's only one way to do two-way, and that's Frank's way.
California Dairy Distributors bring you Altadena Dairy products. The best in the valley, delivered fresh to your neighborhood stores. Look for the finest premium brand ice cream products, novelties, and milk. Pure, wholesome, and good. Guaranteed by farmers to be RBST free. Check with your neighborhood store. If they're not carrying Altadena products, call the California Dairy Distributors at 1-800-600-3164 for the location nearest you. Doesn't a tall glass of ice-cold milk sound good? California Dairy Distributors, proud sponsor of the Lancaster JetHawks.
This is Jay Garthwaite, and you're listening to JetHawks Baseball on KJUL 1380.
We're in the seventh inning. Quakes 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors. JetHawks 4, 6 and 1. As Charlie Griffin is on for his second inning of work, facing the bottom third of the order, Elward, Rodriguez, and Kimpton. Elward reached 3 times against starter Doug Slayton, 2 doubles and a walk. Scored a run back in the second inning. Right-hander against right-hander. Garthwaite shading the right center gap in the pitch. Here's a fastball down and inside. JetHawks bullpen heats up again. As Ruben Curbs starts to throw. The 1-0. That is on the outside corner for a called strike. A late call by Jeffrey Ladders, and the breaking ball is inside from Griffin. 2 balls and 1 strike. Wind is not giving up tonight, still out to right center field. The pitch. Fastball in the dirt, skips by DeRosa. 3 balls and 1 strike. That might be the one weakness for Griffin. Has been his walk total. He's given up 7 in 11 innings, although 3 of those 7 came in his pro debut. The 3-1. Fastball bounced to the right side. Richard bobbles it. Bare hand, pick up, throw to first just in time. So Elward is retired for the first time tonight, 4-3 on the ground ball out. And here's the second baseman, Javi Rodriguez. American League scoreboard. And today, the Yankees were shut out by Cleveland 4-0. Rookie Billy Traber, a complete game, 1-hit shutout. Gave up a leadoff single to John Flaherty in the 3rd inning and retired the last 21 that he faced. Rodriguez fouls one off behind home plate. 0-1. In that game, Traber faced 28 hitters and retired 27 of them. Did not walk a batter and did not allow a Yankee to reach second base. There's a drive well hit into right center field. Garthwaite drifting back at the warning track. He pulls up and that ball is gone. Javi Rodriguez hits his first home run of the season. Second tonight by the Quakes, who now lead it 7-4. That's the 4th home run we've had tonight, but the first since the 1st inning. And now Nick Kimpton, drove on a run with a single in the 2nd inning, will step in. It's the 2nd pro home run for Rodriguez. And as Griffin misses high and outside for ball one. I'm just reading the recap, and the article states how Traber took advantage of a depleted Yankees lineup. The 1-0. Lifted down the left side, but slicing and foul onto the grass area, back behind the visiting bullpen. Well, it may be true that Soriano and Jeter were not in the Yankees starting lineup. I'd hardly call the rest of that crew a depleted lineup. As the fastball misses outside, 2-1. Hideki Matsui, Jorge Posada, and Jason Giambi. To me, that sounds hardly depleted. Another fly ball hit down the left field line. This could be trouble. Uggla's out, cannot get there as it lands foul. Uggla, like a wide receiver, is back to home plate. Could not get there in time. Wouldn't hit all that high. And so Kempton will go back to home plate with a count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Other scores in the American League. Detroit beat the White Sox 2-1. Carlos Pena, a home run for the Tigers, who went for just the 22nd time this year against 65 losses. 2-2. Fastball called, strike 3 on the outside corner. Kempton has something to say to Ladders on his way back to the dugout. 2 away. And now the top of the order for Tommy Murphy. Boston also won 2-1 today, beating Toronto. Took them 12 innings to do it. Young Kim got the save in that ball game as the changeup floats outside. 1 ball and no strikes. Murphy doubled and scored in the 6th inning. Has only hit in 3 official at-bats. Has also drawn a walk tonight. There's a high fly ball hitting to right center field. Garthwaite is back at the warning track. He looks, and that ball is gone. Tommy Murphy with his 7th home run of the season, 2nd of the inning. And it's an 8-4 Quakes lead. Well, Charlie Griffin, who had given up just 1 earned run in 7 appearances before tonight, has been touched for 3 in an inning and 2/3. And Damon Mayshore is making the walk out to the mound. That'll be it for Griffin as Ruben Curbs will come on to do the pitching. We'll step aside for 60 seconds. We're in the 7th. 8-4 Quakes on KJUL 1380.
There's nothing better than getting away from the daily stresses of life than by watching a JetHawks baseball game or hitting the road in a brand new Rexall motorhome. Did you know that Rexall builds 5 different brands of motorhomes right here in Lancaster? That's right. Rexall motorhomes have a wealth of features and loads of value. So if you're thinking about a new motorhome, be sure to check out the full line of products made right here at Rexall in Lancaster. When you're ready to buy a new Rexall, simply stop at La Mesa RV in Acton, located on the west side of Highway 14 off the Soledad Canyon exit. La Mesa RV has 7 locations in California and Arizona that sell and service every make of Rexall products. La Mesa's knowledgeable and caring sales team will help you find the Rexall that is just right for you. So make it a home run with the local team. Rexall, La Mesa RV, and the JetHawks.
This is Josh Kroger, and you're listening to JetHawks Baseball on KJUL 1380.
Ruben Curbs continues his warm-up tosses as he is set to make his 3rd JetHawks appearance. Has pitched 3 innings, allowed 1 earned run and 3 hits. Also for Curbs, no walks and 1 strikeout. 16th round pick by the Diamondbacks just this past June out of Wichita State. He comes in with the bases empty and 2 outs in the top of the 7th inning. Quakes have scored twice already in the inning on home runs by Rodriguez and Murphy. Lefty Curbs to face the left-handed hitting Jason Espedo. Two of the next three hitters bat from the left side. Mathis, a righty on deck, and then McPherson, a lefty after that. Curbs delivers. Breaking ball is swung on and missed for strike one. Also in the American League, Texas beat Minnesota today 8-6. Rafael Palmeiro, a home run in that ball game. Check swing on the breaking ball, and Espedo holds up. 1-1. Juan Gonzalez also hit his 21st in that game. Get Urbina, still a member of the Rangers, picking up his 25th save. Next pitch is lifted, foul down the left side, out of play. And the count goes to 1-2. Seventh inning, Kansas City shutting out Anaheim 4-0. Oakland trails Tampa Bay 6-3 in the sixth. And it's Seattle 3, Baltimore 1. They're in the fifth inning. Another slow breaking ball, down and away, in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Espedo walked his last time, but was caught stealing. Swinging at a curve in the dirt for strike 3. DeRosa with the tag, and the inning is over. The Curbs does his job, but the Quakes get 2 more runs on 2 home runs. And it's now 7th inning stretch time at the hangar, 8-4 Quakes on KJUL 1380.
What are you mixing up there, babe?
Guacamole.
It looks kind of watery.
I probably just need to stir it some more.
It doesn't look like guac, babe.
But it says right here on the packet, spicy guacamole mix.
Isn't it supposed to be, I don't know, green? Did you read the directions?
My arm's getting tired.
I think you're missing something.
Like what?
Like a brain. You forgot to put the avocado in there.
Introducing the Guacamole Bacon $6 burger at Carl's Jr. Because making guacamole is harder than it looks.
What are you making now?
Guacamole?
In a blender?
I gotta mush up the avocado.
Honey, you put the whole avocado in there?
Whoa, where'd that little wooden ball come from?
That's the pit.
Avocados have pits?
The Guacamole Bacon $6 burger at Carl's Jr. The only restaurant-style burger available at a fast food place. For a limited time only, price and participation may vary.
Some things never change. S&S Home Furnishings, for instance, after 20 years, still means selection and service. With the best names in the business like Broyhill, Flexsteel, Pulaski, and Sealy. The dedicated staff at S&S knows where to look for the style and price range you want. So buying furniture is never a gamble, it's a sure thing at S&S Home Furnishings, where easy financing is yours on approved credit. S&S Home Furnishings, downtown Lancaster, on Lancaster Boulevard next to B of A.
Discover the treasures of apartment living at Amargosa Creek, a community with a richly active lifestyle, perfectly manicured lawns surrounded by flowering foliage, and an excellent location, convenient to a variety of shopping centers and major thoroughfares. They offer washer and dryer connections in all homes, a 24-hour fitness facility, sparkling pool and spa, barbecue, picnic and playground picnic area, and an online rent payment option. Get more out of life by living at Amargosa Creek, where you're sure to find an apartment home of your very own to treasure. Call today, 945-5997 for Amargosa Creek Apartments.
The Lancaster JetHawks play here on your home for America's greatest music. KJUL 1380.
Well, time is now an issue for the JetHawks, trailing at 8-4. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. DeRosa, Heath, and Thiessen due up. Facing David Walensky on for his 2nd inning of work. Walensky retired the side in order in the 6th inning. First time that was accomplished by either side in the entire ball game. DeRosa has grounded into a double play. Hit a ground ball to third, and then hit another ground ball to third in the 4th inning. So he's 0 for 2. Taps the bat on top of home plate. And Walensky reaches into his glove. The pitch is a little bit low for ball one. DeRosa, despite the average down in the 220s, has hit better at home, as has many of his teammates this year. And the fastball is inside, 2-0. 12 hits and 51 at bats for DeRosa. Hitting 235 at the hangar as opposed to just 218 on the road. And the pitch. There's a called strike. Another fastball in the outside corner. DeRosa has also hit both of his home runs in this ballpark, including his first hit of the season back on the 11th of April against Modesto. He pops one up, first base side. Elward hustling over along the railing of the dugout, runs out of room as it bounces up on the roof of the dugout. 2 balls and 1, make it 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Heath to follow in the on-deck circle, and then top of the order for Mike Thiessen. Walensky into the windup, the pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss for strike 3. Now DeRosa waited and waited and waited some more, finally pulled the trigger and was still too early. On the way, and Matt Heath will step in. Take a look around the Diamondbacks minor league system. The AAA Tucson club in Sacramento, leading 7-1. They're in the 7th inning of that ball game. First ball swinging. Heath bounces one towards second. Rodriguez, edge of the outfield grass, throws to first. And just like that, there are 2 away. 4th in the put out. And now Thiessen. In that ball game, Mike Bell has hit 2 home runs for the Sidewinders, and Doug DeVore has added another. We're now into the 8th inning. Tucson leading Sacramento 7-1. Texas League, El Paso has won their ball game, beating San Antonio 6-1, and the Diablos end their 6-game losing streak. There's a bunt at home plate, but it's foul. Thiessen trying to drag one down the first baseline. 0-1. For El Paso, Matt Henry got the win. He is 2-1 since joining the Diablos. And Josh Kroger hit a home run today, his second. Had a good ball game tonight. Was 3 for 5. 3 RBIs. Hitting in the number 3 spot for El Paso. At the top of the Diablos order, first 4 hitters were Green, Victor Hall, Josh Kroger, and Corey Myers. Chris Snyder also a base hit in the ball game. Breaking ball to Thiessen is strike 2 on the outside corner. Jesus Cota also a hit in that game. Also Brian Barden and Eric Maha with base hits. The 0-2. Fastball, strike 3 on the outside corner. Walensky has retired all 6 that he has faced as the JetHawks go in order in the 7th. 8-4 Quakes. We go to the 8th on KJUL 1380.
This is Rodney Jacobson, branch manager with Wells Fargo Home Mortgage. For most people, finding a new home is often the most exciting and easiest part of home buying. But how do you go about choosing a lender? Well, that's easy too. With Wells Fargo Home Mortgage, you get all the resources of one of the nation's leading lenders working with you one-on-one in your own neighborhood. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or looking to move up, experienced Wells Fargo Home Mortgage consultants will carefully guide you through their complete selection of mortgage choices. Wells Fargo Home Mortgage also offers flexible down payments and closing options, all designed to get your family into a home today. It's your single source for total home buying service and solutions. Call Wells Fargo Home Mortgage in Lancaster today at 945-3682, 945-3682. At Wells Fargo Home Mortgage, we build dreams, not barriers.
Wells Fargo Home Mortgage is an equal housing lender.
When you need a solution to pests in and around your home, business, or in the landscape, call Care Pest Solutions. Experience and diversity enables Care Pest Solutions customers to make one call for all of their pest management needs. Why take on the task of pest control yourself when Care Pest Solutions can do it all for you? Mention you heard about us on the radio and receive a $20 discount towards your first service. Care Pest Solutions, the official pest management of the Lancaster JetHawks. Call 951-1843. Our most important service is yours.
This is Dan Uglin. You're listening to JetHawks Baseball on KJUL 1380.
Jeff Mathis will start the eighth. 3, 4, and 5 due up. McPherson and Gorneau after that. 8-4, Quakes. First game of this 3-game series. Urban Curbs, the lefty, delivers and misses outside for ball 1. After the Quakes are done, then it's Inland Empire for 3 over the weekend. The 1-0. Again outside. 2 balls and no strikes. After the 6-game trip, then back on the road to face these very same Quakes in a 4-game series at the Epicenter. That's a drive well hit into left center field. This is trouble. Back it goes, and it is gone. Over the Budweiser side in left center field, Jeff Mathis has hit his second home run of the night. Mathis now in double digits in home runs, has 10 on the season. And that is the 4th that the Quakes have hit in the ballgame. Brings up Dallas McPherson. Singled his last time in the 6th after flying to center field in each of his first 3 at-bats. He's first ball swinging and bounces one foul, first base side. That's interesting. The JetHawks had not given up 4 home runs in a single game until the 3rd of July. Breaking ball misses down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. In that game, the Giants hit 4. And the first home game since then is tonight, and the Quakes have hit 4. High fastball is chased and missed. McPherson down a ball and 2 strikes. Elsewhere in the Diamondback system, South Bend had their game at home against Peoria postponed due to weather. As the curveball misses outside, 2-2. Billings, the Pioneer League, in Missoula, taking on the Osprey. I'll score report on that one. And there's a high fly ball hitting to right center field. Jones is back, and that is gone. Dallas McPherson hits his 8th of the season. He and Mathis go back-to-back starting off the 8th, and it's a 10-4 ball game. 5 in the game, 4 home runs in the last 2 innings. Now it's Nick Gorneau. Who has walked, singled, struck out, and flied to right. The pitch. Curveball striked on the outside corner. Activity now brewing in the Quakes bullpen as Curbs misses outside with a fastball. 2-0. Also interesting, the JetHawks had allowed home runs 2 in an inning just 4 times entering tonight's ball game. Well, they have allowed 2 home runs in an inning in each of the last 2 innings. Count is 1-2 as Gorneau dribbled one down the third baseline. Now takes below the knees. And the count is evened up. JetHawks bullpen stirs once more. Corby Medlin throwing. Curbs delivering. And the curveball is skied down the right side. And off the playing surface. Remains 2-2. Yakima also playing tonight. They're hosting Spokane. Well, Plummer had his lunch handed to him the other day. His club lost 16-0 on Sunday. Fastball is low and outside, and the count is full to Gorneau. David Gates, the designated hitter, waits on deck. The pitch. Swinging a looping foul. That will also be out of play down the right side. Curbs is ready. Swinging a ground ball towards Santos at short. He's up with it and flips to first. That's the first out of the inning as Gorneau grounds to short. And here's Gates.
Designated hitter, number 29, David Gates.
Take a look at what's going on around the California League. Many other games also in the latter stages. Like Elsinore, still losing at home to Bakersfield. Blaze leading that one 9-4 in the 8th inning. Gates 0 for 4 tonight. The pitch. Outside for ball one. Gates is the only Quake who has not yet reached base tonight. The 1-0. Curveball drops in there. 1 ball and 1 strike. He is also the only Quake without a base hit in the ball game. 1-1. Checks his swing. Is able to hold up on a curve in the dirt. Count moves to 2-1. Elsewhere in the California League, High Desert leading Inland Empire 3-1. That came from the bottom of the 7th inning. 2-1 is fouled over the screen on a line into and out of one of the suites just to our right. 2-2 the count. Visalia leading San Jose 9-4. That game now in the 9th inning. The breaking ball is low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So Curb's throwing a lot of pitches here in the 8th inning. Quakes with the lead, 10-4. Now the payoff. Down and in for ball 4. First walk issued by Curbs tonight. And the 6th by JetHawks pitching. Now Mike Elward. Doubled twice and walked so far. Oh, you look at the last 2 ball games. Sunday, JetHawks pitchers walked 9 and threw 7+. 6 walks issued in this one as Curbs misses with a fastball a little bit low. 15 walks and a total of 16 in the 3rd innings. The 1-0. Reached for and popped up into right center field. Cutting over is Jones, and he makes the catch. 2 away as Gates goes back to first. And the hitter will be Javi Rodriguez, the second baseman. I say 16 and a third. Well, it's really 15 and a third because San Jose didn't need to hit in the bottom of the 9th inning on Sunday at home. 5-2 lead going to the bottom of the 9th. Don't really need to. Pitch to Rodriguez is in the dirt for ball 1. Rodriguez has 3 hits and 3 RBIs tonight, including a solo home run in the 7th inning. That kind of led to this barrage we've had of late. As Curbs misses outside with a fastball, 2-0. Four home runs over 2 innings in the span of 6 batters. Outside again, 3-0. All started by Rodriguez in the 7th, and he really got the Quakes back in this one and taken the lead for good as he takes the fastball high for ball 4. Second walk of the inning. Gates to second base. And here's Nick Kimpton, the center fielder. Kimpton has walked, singled in a run, and struck out twice. So Curbs hasn't had a much better fate than either of his two predecessors in this one. There's a 2-bouncer to second. Richard's up with it. Makes the throw to first, and the inning is over. Quakes leave 2, but also score 2 on 2 more home runs. Mathis and McPherson back-to-back leading off the inning. It's 10-4 Rancho Cucamonga. We will go to the bottom of the 8th inning on KJUL 1380.
JetHawk fans, the best way to get to those out-of-town games is in the luxury and comfort of a Rexall motorhome. Imagine the envy of all the other fans when they see your ultimate tailgate machine. No matter which brand you choose, from the fabulous Rose Air to the sleek Vision, Lancaster is not only home to the JetHawks, but also Rexall Industries, which manufactures 5 brands of motorhomes at its facility off Avenue H at 7th Street West. Stop by and take a tour, and then make the short drive to Acton to purchase a new Rexall at La Mesa RV. La Mesa RV is easy to find off the west side of Highway 14 at the Soledad Canyon exit. With 7 convenient sales and service locations across California and southern Arizona, no matter where you're headed this summer, there's a La Mesa RV nearby or on the way that stocks and sells Rexall motorhomes made in Lancaster. True American pastimes come in threes: baseball, apple pie, and years of fun in a brand new Rexall motorhome from La Mesa RV.
McDonald's presents That's Bizarre. And now, the 6 o'clock news on Helium.
Outside Athens today, archaeologists uncovered what appears to be a 40,000-year-old thigh bone of a Paleolithic mastodon. And a related story...
That's Bizarre is brought to you by new McGriddles breakfast sandwiches. Savory sausage or bacon with eggs and cheese. And here's the bizarre part. Sandwiched between 2 warm griddle cakes with a taste of maple syrup baked right in. Why didn't somebody think of this before? New McGriddles. Bizarre, but yummy.
At participating McDonald's.
This is Francisco Trejo, and you listen to JetHawks Baseball in KJUL 1380.
Home half of the 8th inning, Danny Richard will start it off. Jones and Santos after that. $15 hits for the Quakes tonight, as the JetHawks in their last 2 home games have now allowed a total of 9 home runs. Not pretty numbers. Walensky into the windup. The high leg kick and the fastball is swung on and missed. 0-1. One other score I can pass your way from the California League. Stockton in the 8th leads Modesto 4-1. The 0-1 in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the JetHawks have been hitting more home runs of late, but they've also been allowing more. 9 in 2 home games is a lot. There's a pop-up third base side. McPherson into foul territory near the coach's box, makes the catch. Richard is out number 1. And here's Jaime Jones, who's been on base all 3 times tonight. Solo homer in the first. RBI single in the third. Walked in the 5th. Walensky has now retired the last 7 he has faced. And the pitch. Sails outside for ball 1. Since the 3rd inning, the JetHawks have 1 hit. That was a 1-out double in the 4th by Nichols. Only had 2 base runners since the 3rd. 2-0 now the count. As Walensky missed low and away. Sergio Santos waiting on deck. Walensky kicks the front leg and delivers. There's a looping liner into shallow right that will fall for a base hit over the head of Rodriguez. And Jones has his third hit of the night. One of the very few bright spots for Lancaster in the ball game. And Sergio Santos steps in. He is hitless, but has hit the ball hard twice tonight. He has lined to right in the first, then lined to deep left in the fifth inning. Walensky from the stretch, the pitch, handcuffs Santos, checks his swing, and takes ball one. Jones not being held at first. Elward instead playing behind him. There's a fastball strike at the knees. 1-1. Say Garthwaite will be next. Outfield straight away and deep. Activity continues in the Quakes bullpen. Walensky comes home. Big swing and a foul straight back. One ball and two strikes. Walensky at the belt. Here it is. Breaking ball right over the head of a crouching Santos. 2 balls and 2 strikes. JetHawks right now in danger of losing their 4th consecutive home game. They have not done that this season. High fly ball hit into center field. Kempton back now coming in. Makes the catch. Santos is retired. Jones remains at first. This is the first time that the JetHawks have had a losing streak of 3 games at home. As Jake Garthwaite will be the hitter. And the JetHawks only have 1 win in July. That was on the 4th, 8-3 against San Jose. After a very good month of June where they went 16-10. High and tight to Garthwaite, a fastball, 1-0. So it's been a struggle of late for this club to keep their head above water. There's a fly ball hit to deep right. Drifting back is his Speedo. In front of the scoreboard, can't get it. It's off the scoreboard. Jones is up to third. He will get the stop sign as Garthwaite slides into second with a double. Garthwaite going the opposite way, knocking one off the manual scoreboard in right field. The Speedo really had no chance to get back that quickly. So 2 on with 2 away for Ugla. And a bit of trouble for Walensky after he retired the first 7 he faced in order. One out single for Jones, a 2-out double for Garthwaite. Ugla's grounded out twice and struck out. Outfield straight away and deep. Walensky checks second and misses inside with a fastball. Ugla, 60 RBIs on the season, entered play tonight, 5th in the league. Now Walensky will work from the windup. 1-0. That's low. Tried to go after the outside corner. 2 balls and no strikes. Ugla backs away for a moment, adjusts the batting helmet. And the 2-0. There's a strike call on the outside corner. Ugla really since one heck of a month of May when he had 345 has struggled. Hit just 220 in June. 3 hits and 23 at-bats in the month of July. Looks to a 130 batting average. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball, strike 2 on the outside. So Walensky battles his way back. Count is even. Kyle Nichols, the designated hitter, waits on deck. Walensky gets the sign from Mathis. The pitch. Check swing in the dirt. And Nichols went around for strike 3. So the struggles continue for the JetHawks third baseman as he leaves 2 on the base paths in scoring position. We've completed 8 innings. It's 10-4 Rancho on KJUL 1380.
Jenna, will you take me to the airport? Sorry, I can't, but try calling AV Airport Express. They make 7 trips daily to LAX. There's no parking fees, no fuel costs, and curb-to-curb service. AV Airport Express is locally owned and operated with the best low-cost rates to LAX. You know, relax to lax. Oh, yeah. It's smarter to charter with Antelope Express, too. They've always got fun excursions for families, churches, and schools, and deluxe tour coaches for up to 58 passengers. Call them at 945-2LAX or log on to avairportexpress.com.
So where do you go when you need more than just a prescription filled? Burns Pharmacy has been the answer for the last 45 years. At Burns, their focus is personal customer service. In fact, they can fill the prescriptions that other pharmacies in the Valley can't, and much quicker, too. The newly expanded store in downtown Lancaster includes a large home health care department. Burns Pharmacy, 866 West Lancaster Boulevard. Burns Pharmacy, it's where the JetHawks go, and where you should go, too.
Discover the treasures of apartment living at Amargosa Creek, a community with a richly active lifestyle, perfectly manicured lawns surrounded by flowering foliage, and an excellent location, convenient to a variety of shopping centers and major thoroughfares. They offer washer and dryer connections in all homes, a 24-hour fitness facility, sparkling pool and spa, barbecue, picnic and playground picnic area, and an online rent payment option. Get more out of life by living at Amargosa Creek, where you're sure to find an apartment home of your very own to treasure. Call today, 945-5997 for Amargosa Creek Apartments.
You're listening to Lancaster JetHawks baseball on KWJL. Lancaster Palmdale. America's greatest music plays here on KJUL 1380, a High Desert Broadcasting Company station.
Corby Medlin is the 4th JetHawks pitcher of the night, making his 18th appearance of the year, 2-1 record, 6.15 ERA. In a 10-4 ball game, he'll face the top of Rancho's order, Murphy, Espedo, and Mathis. Murphy, a home run in the 7th inning. 1 of 5 the Quakes have hit tonight. It's also doubled and scored. That was in the 6th inning. Swings at the first pitch and foul, tips it for strike 1. Medlin last pitched on Sunday. One hellacious inning that he somehow got out of without allowing a run. Gave up 2 walks and threw 2 wild pitches. The 0-1. Breaking ball off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Also struck out 1 in that inning. Hey, a goose egg's a goose egg. You take them any way you can get them. The pitch. Hard liner down the right field line, but foul past the JetHawks bullpen. And Murphy back to the plate with a count of 1-2. That's 5 home runs tonight. The Quakes have hit 17 against JetHawks pitching this year, and this the 15th meeting between these two. And lost 5 of 7 in this ballpark. They're on their way to perhaps win number 3. Broken back grounder to the right side. Diving stop by Heath. Flips to first, and Medlin can't hold on to the ball. Score that a base hit for Murphy, his 3rd of the night. And the Quakes with their 16th of the game. Barrel of the bat went tumbling across the right side of the infield grass. Murphy's at first with nobody out, and Jason Espedo will step in. Espedo singled and scored in the 1st. Also walked, but was caught stealing in the 6th inning. Left-handed hitter as Medlin delivers. Strike called on the outside corner. The problem with that last play was after Heath made the diving catch. Tell you about after this pitch, which is swung on and fouled off to the left. Heath got to his feet, made the pivot, and threw an absolute bullet that handcuffed Medlin. Threw right at his waist, and that's not an easy ball to catch, especially when the guy throwing it to you is only about 20 feet away. The 0-2. Slider down and inside. JetHawks right now are also, if this slide continues, are in danger of falling under 500 for their season record, entering play tonight at 45-42. Next pitch is lifted into shallow left. Santos out. Thiessen coming on. Calls away the shortstop and makes the catch. Murphy scampers back to first. 1 out. And Jeff Mathis steps in. Mathis has 4 RBIs tonight, 2 home runs, 3 hits, and 3 runs scored. Proving yet again why he was the all-star starter behind the plate for the Carolina League game last month. Late breaking slider from Medlin, misses the outside corner, 1-0. A sudden hush over the crowd with their JetHawks down by 6. The pitch. Backs up Mathis. Another slider. That misses inside. 2-0. One final in the California League is Visalia has now defeated San Jose 9-4. Third straight slider is in there for a called strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. As Visalia wins their 3rd in a row, they maintain first place in the North. Next pitch is a high fastball. Foul tipped to the screen. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The Oaks at 12-7. No matter what Bakersfield does tonight, the Oaks lead will be at least 1 game in the North. The Giants falling back to the 500 mark. They are 9-9. 2.5 back. Swing and a miss by Mathis. That's strike 3. So Mathis shaking his head as he walks back to the dugout. 2 outs. Murphy, who led off the inning with a single, is still there over at first base. And Dallas McPherson will step in. The 6th plate appearance for him tonight is 2 for 5, homered in the 8th. The pitch. Check swing. And on appeal, Art Stewart gives the safe sign. So it's 1 ball and no strikes. Murphy a walking lead away from first. And the pitch is high and away. 2 balls and no strikes. Tomorrow, 7:15. First pitch. Burns Pharmacy at 7. Scott Barber and Irvin Santana. Medlin misses low. 3 balls and no strikes. And on Wednesday, John Castellanos against Joe Torres, just off the disabled list. Perhaps the Quakes' best starter, Stephen Shell, is on the shelf, though he has not been placed on the DL. Medlin paints the outside corner, and the count is 3-1. But Shell is not available, and the JetHawks are happy they don't have to face him. Things are hard enough as they are right now. Off speed is low. That's ball 4. McPherson draws the walk.
Left fielder, number 22.
Murphy up to second. 2 on with 2 down. And Nick Gorneau is the batter. Gorneau, 1 for 4, has also walked and scored a run. Medlin, for a moment, steps off the rubber. And now comes set. The pitch. Swinging a foul, straight back. Right off the window of my booth. and scared me a little bit, I have to be honest. So I wasn't that scared. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Check swing on a breaking ball. Down and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. You learn to pay attention if you hang around the yard enough. I was all set to duck behind the counter. The 1-1 pitch. Get on the ground to Richard second. Scoops it up and flips to first. That'll do it. Medlin works a scoreless ninth. Single, walk allowed, 2 left. And the JetHawks have 3 outs to play with, trailing 10-4. We'll go to the bottom of the 9th inning on KJUL 1380.
Imagine what it feels like to be a hero every day. You can make a difference in the Coast Guard. Search and rescue, saving lives. You're answering the call. It's a job that matters, where you can do it all. Coast Guard, job that matters.
Join the Coast Guard or Coast Guard Reserve. Save lives, stop drugs, protect the environment. Call toll-free 1-877-NOW-USCG. 1-877-NOW-USCG. The Coast Guard. Jobs that matter.
Imagine what it feels like. You can do it all. Coast Guard, jobs that matter.
Call toll-free 1-877-NOW-USCG. The Coast Guard. Jobs that matter.
Not only will McMahon's Furniture Store beat any other advertised price, but McMahon's guarantees your satisfaction as well. Buy it, like it, or return it within 30 days. McMahon's tremendous selection of furniture, mattresses, appliance, and electronics includes Lazy Boy, Berkline, Simmons, Serta, Spring Air, RCA, Toshiba, Pioneer, and JVC, Frigidaire, and Maytag, all guaranteed values. Use your McMahon's account or any bank card. McMahon's Furniture Store, 10th Street West at Avenue K4 in Lancaster.
This is Justin Wexler, and you're listening to JetHawks Baseball on KJUL 1380.
They're pitching for the Quakes in the 9th is right-hander Austin Bilke, B-I-L-K-E, who makes his first trip to the mound since the 12th of June. He's had a sore shoulder, but was never actually placed on the disabled list. The Quakes just haven't used him. At any rate, Bilke apparently is okay. He hasn't even thrown much on the side of late, but he's going to go ahead and pitch the 9th inning, or at least start it, against the JetHawks designated hitter, Kyle Nichols. Nichols, by the way, I neglected to mention this earlier, was just named the Arizona Diamondbacks minor league player for the month of June. Right-handed hitter as Bilke delivers. And there's strike 1 on the outside corner. Bilke with the Quakes, making just his 5th appearance, 1-0 record, 2.35 ERA. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Off speed, tied up Nichols. 0-2 the count. It's pitched 7 2/3 innings. 8 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned. 5 walks and 6 strikeouts. Began the season with Cedar Rapids, who was there for the first 2 months of the season. Nichols swings and misses for strike 3. 1 away. And Mike DeRosa will be the hitter. Bilke with Cedar Rapids was 1-3. Had 4 saves, but a 5.91 ERA. Pitched just 21 1/3 innings in the Midwest League before his promotion. Pitch to DeRosa. Fastball strike on the outside corner. 4 pitches and 4 strikes for Bilke. On for Dave Walensky, who pitched 3 shutout innings. The 0-1. Check swing, that's a little bit low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Walensky allowed 2 hits, no walks, and he struck out 3. Called strike 2 on the inside. DeRosa, 0 for 3 tonight, grounded out twice and struck out his last time in the 7th. Bilkey working exclusively from the stretch, even though there's nobody on base. The pitch. High fastball, misses up and in. 2-2. Bilkey last year in Provo, after being signed as a free agent in May 2002. DeRosa fouls one off to the right side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning, 10-4 Quakes. First game of this 3-game series. Bilkey staring in. And the pitch is in the dirt. Breaking ball, bouncing in front of home plate. 2-2 the count. Check that. It's now full. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. Now the payoff. Outside corner, strike 3. So Bilkey gets 2 strikeouts to open up the 9th. One more out for the JetHawks is Matt Heath. Right now represents the last hope. Heath also hitless in 3 at-bats. Has struck out, flied to center, and grounded to second. Bilkey delivers. High hopper to first. Elward gets it just inside the first base line, takes it to the bag, and quickly and quietly the JetHawks go in the 9th. That'll do it as the Quakes win the first game of this series 10-4. We'll have the AV Ford post-game show right after this on KJUL 1380.
Baseball season is in full swing. The sun is out, the days are longer, and it's time to play ball. For many of us, this also means it's time to clean up our cars, change the oil and filter, and get ready for a busy summer on the go. When you change the oil in your vehicles, remember to recycle the used oil and filters. Recycling is the only safe way to keep oil away from our streams, rivers, lakes, oceans, and recreation areas. Besides, recycling is easy. Just call 1-800-CLEANUP for the address of the service station, Quick Lube, or a household hazardous waste collection center. The friendly staff at these centers will take your oil for free. So go on, finish that cleanup job the right way. Then come watch the JetHawks clean up on the baseball diamonds. The California Integrated Waste Management Board wants to thank you for all your recycling efforts.
You've been listening to the Lancaster JetHawks Baseball, the future stars of the Arizona Diamondbacks. JetHawks Baseball has been brought to you by the Antelope Valley Christian Schools, the U.S. Coast Guard, the law firm of R. Rex Paris, Rexall, the City of Lancaster, and your new home of JetHawks Baseball, KJUL 1380. Stay tuned for the JetHawks postgame show coming up next.
Coors Light presents Dear Coors Light, a continuing forum on the subject of cold. Today's letter is from a Mr. Chris Duffy of Atlanta, Georgia. Chris writes,
Dear Coors Light, my roommates and I have always wondered if we unplugged the refrigerator and stuck a frosty 12-pack of Coors Light in there, would the beer keep the pickles and mustard cool? Well, guess what? It does. We even found that on the odd occasion we have vegetables in the fridge, they stay crisper, longer. But most importantly, with Coors Light, we've noticed a big difference in our electric bill.
Well, Chris, we've always thought of Coors Light as an innovative beer. But what a delight to hear that it has spurred even further newfangled thinking. Yes, Chris, you're on to something. So how's this for a new slogan? Coors Light, frost-brewed refreshment and friend of the fridge. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Coors Light is frost brewed to capture a cold, refreshing taste. Pick up Coors Light whenever you buy beer and tap the Rockies.
to get connected to the people you know. Everybody needs a cell phone, cause we're all on the go. There's only one little old name that you need to know, and that's Frank. Frank's Radio.
No matter what you might see or hear, Frank's Radio is still your authorized Nextel service center, proudly displaying the Service Excellence Award from Nextel. There's a reason for that. Only Frank's Radio does it all. Look for the Frank's Radio logo where they service what they sell. Not all Nextel dealers are created equal. Be sure you're getting the service you deserve. Be sure it's Frank's Radio. You've never had a cell phone like this before, and you've never had service like this before. Frank's Radio, now open Monday through Saturday on 12th Street West between Avenues M and N in the Sierra Business Park.
There's only one way to do two-way, and that's Frank's way.
This is the Lancaster JetHawks postgame show. Stay tuned for a wrap-up and highlights of the just-completed game and scores from other games around the California League. The postgame show is brought to you by Antelope Valley Ford and Shuttle Lincoln Mercury in the Lancaster Auto Mall. All-American deals on all-American cars, trucks, and SUVs. Ford tough and Ford proud. Come in today and keep America driving strong.
Well, not a fun one for the JetHawks tonight if they drop the first game of this three-game series in the six-game homestand by a final score of 10-4 to the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes. Here are the totals in the ball game tonight for the Quakes: 10 runs, 16 hits, no errors. They stranded 13 runners on the base paths. Not that that mattered a whole lot. For the JetHawks, 4 runs on 8 hits, committing 1 error, and they stranded 5. Winning pitcher tonight was Cliff Smith, a rocky 5 innings, but he endured and got his second win against 2 defeats on the season. The loss goes to Doug Slayton, who now has just 1 win in his last 13 starts. He falls to 4-7. Let's go inside the numbers. First of all, offensively for the Quakes is every man in their lineup reached base at least once tonight. 3 players with 3 hits. Tommy Murphy out of the top spot was 3 for 5. Single, double, home run. All of those hits coming in his last 3 at-bats. He was on base a total of 4 times tonight, also drawing a walk in the 4th inning, 2 runs scored, and 1 RBI. Jeff Mathis also with 3 hits, 3 for 5, including 2 home runs, a 2-run shot in the 1st, solo shot in the 8th, 3 runs scored, and 4 RBIs. Javi Rodriguez out of the number 8 spot in the order, 3 for 4, single home run, 3 RBIs, and 1 run scored. Jason Espedo tonight, 1 for 5, singled and scored a run in the 1st inning. Dallas McPherson, 2 for 5 with a walk. He also homered his 8th of the season. That was in the 8th inning. Nick Gourneau, 1 for 5, a 6th inning single, also walked and scored. Mike Elward, a couple of doubles in 4 official plate appearances, had 1 run scored and walked once as well. And then Nick Kimpton, 1 for 4 out of the number 9 spot in the batting order. An RBI singled in the 2nd, also stole 1 base. For the JetHawks, Jaime Jones, well, he has proven that he is back, as he had 3 of the 8 JetHawk hits tonight, 2 singles and a home run, his 9th of the season in the 1st inning. 1 run scored and 2 RBIs, as Jones in his last 3 games now has a total of 7 hits. 2 hits for Kyle Nichols as he was bumped down to the 7th spot in the batting order, single and a double in 4 at-bats. Mike Thiessen, 1 for 3. He had a home run in the 1st inning as well, his 4th of the season. Also walked and scored in the 3rd. 2 runs scored and 1 RBI. Danny Reshaw, 1 for 4, doubled in a run and scored in the 3rd inning. The only other hit to Jake Garthwaite, a double with 2 outs in the 8th inning. Pitching lines in this one, Smith in getting the win, lasting just 5 innings, allowing 6 hits, 4 earned runs. He walked 2, struck out 2, and allowed 2 home runs. Dave Walensky on for 3 very good innings of relief, retired the first 7 batters that he faced. 2 hits, no runs, 3 strikeouts. And then Austin Bilkey, his first appearance since the 12th of June, 1 scoreless inning and 2 strikeouts, retiring the side in order. For the JetHawks, Doug Slayton, going 5 innings in taking the loss, allowing 8 hits and 5 earned runs. He walked 4, struck out 4. He allowed 1 home run. Charlie Griffin after that, Just an inning and 2/3, 5 hits and 3 earned runs, a walk, 2 strikeouts, a wild pitch. He allowed 2 home runs and 3 earned runs altogether after allowing just 1 earned run in his first 7 appearances of the year. Ruben Curbs after that, an inning and a third, 2 hits, 2 earned runs, a couple of walks and 1 strikeout. He was also touched up for 2 home runs. And then Corby Medlin wigwammed his way through the 9th inning, 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, but no runs allowed. To look at the numbers in this one, we will have our scoring rundown of how this game broke down right after this on KJUL 1380.
In the high desert, you spell more, A-V-F-O-R-D. The High Desert's More Megastore, Antelope Valley Ford. Antelope Valley Ford has more selection, more trucks, more SUVs, more cars, more new and used vehicles than you can believe. AV Ford saves you more money with more deals, saves you more time being moored in the Lancaster Auto Mall. AV Ford saves you more hassles by delivering more service. Antelope Valley Ford, what more could you want? What more can we say? If you're shopping for a truck that does more, an SUV that packs more, or a car that performs more, shop Ford's More Megastore, Antelope Valley Ford. Shop and buy from Antelope Valley Ford, the More Megastore. More discounts, more selection, more styles, more colors. Need more? Want more? Get more at Antelope Valley Ford. AV Ford means more, delivers more, is more. So your choice is more or less. Antelope Valley Ford, the More Megastore in the Lancaster Auto Mall. Real people helping real people.
Baseball season is here, and the JetHawks are back in action at the hangar. Check out the future stars of the Arizona Diamondbacks and join in on these upcoming promotions.
Friday, July 11th, the JetHawks will be home to host the Inland Empire 66ers. The first 1,500 fans will receive a sports bottle courtesy of the Palmdale Water District. Saturday, July 12th, the first 1,000 fans will receive a Jose Cruz Jr. bobblehead.
For more information on these events or for tickets, call the JetHawks at 726-5400 or go online at JetHawks.com. It's Lancaster JetHawks Baseball.
It's a great double play. Lancaster JetHawks Baseball and America's greatest music on KJUL 1380.
Time for our scoring summary. Is through the first 5 innings, we had a seesaw battle, each team coming from behind to take the lead, and it all started in the top of the first inning, a 1-out single by Jason Espedo. Jeff Mathis following that with a 2-run home run to right center field, his 9th of the season, and it was 2-0, but that lead would not last for very long. Bottom of the first inning, Mike Thiessen leading it off with a home run, his 4th of the season, a bullet to dead center field, and it was 2-1, and even that deficit wouldn't last long. 2 batters later, Jaime Jones with a home run, his 9th of the year, and his first against any of the other 4 South Division teams. Just like that, after 1 inning and 3 home runs, we had a tie ball game. That wouldn't last, as in the top of the second inning, Mike Elward delivered a 1-out double. Javi Rodriguez would single him over to third. Rodriguez then would try and steal second and would be thrown out, but Nick Kimpton delivered a 2-out single to left field, and the Quakes again were on top 3-2. Bottom of the third inning, the JetHawks would take the lead for the first and only time actually, as with 1 out, Mike Thiessen drew a walk. Danny Richard then doubled to left center field. Thiessen would score all the way from first, and then Jaime Jones is single to score Richard, and the JetHawks were on top 4-3. Would remain that way until the top of the 5th inning. First of 4 consecutive innings that the Quakes would score. Jeff Mathis, a leadoff single. 2 batters later, Nick Gorneau with a walk. And 2 batters after that, Mike Elward with a walk to load the bases. And then Javi Rodriguez with a 2-out, 2-run single as the Quakes came from 1 run behind to take a 1-run lead at 5-4. That lead would expand to 2 in the 6th inning as Tommy Murphy led it off with a double. Espedo would walk, and actually before the walk, Murphy was wild pitched to third. This was all with Charlie Griffin on in relief of Slayton. But after the wild pitch sending Murphy to third, Espedo drew a walk. He would then be caught stealing, but Jeff Mathis, watching all this at the plate, delivered a sacrifice fly to center field. Murphy scored, and it was a 6-4 ball game. Inning actually didn't end at that point as McPherson and Gorneau followed the sacrifice fly with singles, but David Gates struck out to end the threat. Then the long ball reared its head again in the next 2 innings, a total of 4 home runs in the 7th and 8th for the Quakes. With 1 out, Javi Rodriguez, his first of the year and just his 2nd career home run. This coming off of Charlie Griffin as well. Then 2 batters later, Tommy Murphy, a home run, his 7th of the season. That would be it for Griffin. He was removed in favor of Ruben Curbs, who struck out Espedo to end the 7th. But in the 8th, he would run into trouble. Jeff Mathis and Dallas McPherson back-to-back home runs to start the inning. It was the 2nd of the game for Mathis, 10th of the season. McPherson following that with his 8th of the season, 5 home runs altogether in the ball game. One final threat for the JetHawks in the bottom of the 8th, 1 out single by Jones, his 3rd hit of the game. 2 out double by Jay Garthwaite, sending Jones to 3rd, but Dan Ugla would strike out to end the threat. And that's basically how it happened tonight. 5 home runs, really the story of this one, as the Quakes take advantage of the conditions and come away with the 10-4 win in the first game of the series. Look around the league and some final thoughts after this on KJUL 1380.
In the high desert, you spell more, A-V-F-O-R-D. The High Desert's More Megastore, Antelope Valley Ford. Antelope Valley Ford has more selection, more trucks, more SUVs, more cars, more new and used vehicles than you can believe. AV Ford saves you more money with more deals, saves you more time being moored in the Lancaster Auto Mall. AV Ford saves you more hassles by delivering more service. Antelope Valley Ford, what more could you want? What more can we say? If you're shopping for a truck that does more, an SUV that packs more, or a car that performs more, shop Ford's More Megastore, Antelope Valley Ford. Shop and buy from Antelope Valley Ford, the More Megastore. More discounts, more selection, more styles, more colors. Need more? Want more? Get more at Antelope Valley Ford. AV Ford means more, delivers more, is more. So your choice is more. Or less. Antelope Valley Ford, the More Megastore in the Lancaster Auto Mall. Real people helping real people.
The Antelope Valley Inn and Conference Center has just what you need for your next banquet or catered event. Their conference centers are some of the largest in the area, and their efficient and friendly staff is ready to help in planning your next event. Even if your gathering is off-site, the AV Inn's catering service provides a wide variety of top-quality selections. Stop by the AV Inn today on Sierra Highway between Avenues J and K, or call 948-4651 for the Antelope Valley Inn and Conference Center.
This is Carlton Wells, and you're listening to JetHawks Baseball on KJUL 1380.
3 other games still going on, although all of them in the latter stages, all of them, as a matter of fact, in the 9th inning. Lake Elsinore at home trailing Bakersfield 13-5, which is potentially good news for JetHawk fans, because if the Blaze can hold on, then Lancaster will remain 6 games out of first place in the South Division. Also, High Desert leading Inland Empire 3-1. That game in the top half of the 9th inning, and the bottom of the 9th, Stockton 4, Modesto 1. That game in Modesto. One of the final around the California League is Visalia has won their 3rd consecutive ball game, beating San Jose 9-4. So the Oaks now 12-7 in the second half, and no matter what Bakersfield does, even if they're able to hold on to that 8-run lead in the 9th against Lake Elsinore, they will still be in first place in the North, while San Jose sinks back to the 500 mark. They are 9-9 and now 2.5 out of first place. JetHawks with the loss fall to 6-12 in the second half. They have dropped 3 in a row and 6 of 7. Going back even further, after the 6-game winning streak towards the end of the first half, they have dropped 14 of 21, and the season record falls to 45-43 on the season. The Quakes are now just a game under 500 in the second half. They are 8-9. And will remain no worse than 4.5 back. They could actually gain a game on the Storm if they lose. But as of now, the Quakes 8-9 and 48-39 on the season. Our final score tonight, 10-4. Quakes take the first game of the series, 10-16-0 for the Quakes, 4-8-1 for the JetHawks. Cliff Smith, the winner, he is 2-2. Doug Slayton, the loss, falls to 4-7. No save, but a whole lot of home runs in this one. A total of 7 As a matter of fact, for the JetHawks, 2 in the first inning, Mike Thiessen and Jaime Jones with solo shots for Thiessen, number 4, Jones, number 9 on the season. For the Quakes, Jeff Mathis hit a pair, a 2-run shot in the first, a solo shot in the 8th. He has 10 on the year. Tommy Murphy, solo shot in inning number 7, home run number 7 for him. Javi Rodriguez, his first of the season, also coming in the 7th inning. And Dallas McPherson hit number 8 in the 8th inning, a solo shot as well. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 58 minutes in front of 1,898 here at Lancaster Municipal Stadium. 3-game set continues tomorrow, 7:15 first pitch, 7 o'clock the Burns Pharmacy pregame, as Scott Barber takes the mound in search of win number 7. He is 6-6, a 6.11 ERA. He'll be opposed by the guy they call Magic, Urban Santana. He'll be looking for his 10th win of the season. He is 9-1 and a sparkling ERA of 2.33. I want to thank my producer back at the studios of KJUL 1380. He is the professional. Another sparkling job turned in by Eric Foyt tonight. So for Eric, this is Tim O'Sullivan saying good night from the hangar in Lancaster, where the JetHawks have dropped their 4th consecutive home game, 6 of 7 overall, as the Quakes come away with the win. Final score of 10-4.
Thanks for listening to the Lancaster JetHawks postgame show. Brought to you by Antelope Valley Ford and Shuttle Lincoln Mercury and the Lancaster Auto Mall. All-American deals on all American cars, trucks, and SUVs. Ford Tough and Ford Proud. Come in today and keep America driving strong. Be sure to join us every game on your new home for JetHawks baseball. KJUL 1380.
AWJL Lancaster, Palmdale, Quartz Hill. A High Desert Broadcasting Company station. Your home for America's greatest music. KJUL 1380.